They'll miss at least the first 4 games of the season. They also released quarterback Colt McCoy, putting recently signed Josh Dobbs and rookie Clayton Tune in line to start Week 1 against the Commanders. The Diamondbacks enter today's series opener with the Dodgers in possession of the National League's final wild card spot at 69 and 62. Zach Gallen will be on the mound. The Coyotes signed goaltending coach Corey Schwab to a multi-year contract extension. This coming season will be his 9th with the team. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now, your chance at one Radio Music Festival. Yeah! Text the nationwide keyword WIN to 200-200. You get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's WIN to 200-200.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Monday, look for a hot day, potentially breaking some records today with our projected high of 115 degrees, mostly sunny skies. And then for tonight, mostly clear with those temperatures dipping down into the low 90s. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by New Kentucky Fried Chicken Nuggets. New Kentucky Fried Chicken Nuggets. This back-to-school season, get your family a 10-piece of KFC's original recipe chicken nuggets for just $5.
We're coming back with a regular intro, right?
Hand-breaded, made with 100% white meat. You've never had nuggets like these. That's finger-licking good.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call. That's all. 602-977.
You guys are hot.
And always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. on Fox Sports 910.
What a fun day to be in the business that we are in. A crazy day in sports when this could be a day where you're talking about an Arizona Diamondback team that won a huge series over the Cincinnati Reds, or maybe you're talking about the Cardinals win in preseason in Minnesota, or how about what happened yesterday with Arizona State and a self-imposed bowl ban, and then just an hour ago, a surprising move by the Arizona Cardinals as they have released Colt McCoy. So here we are.
Well,
good Monday to you guys.
Good Monday to you too, Rock.
Jeez.
Just a little bit going on for this this town of Phoenix, Arizona. I think those are some of the things when you talk about them overall is this just happens. There's some days there's just, there's nothing going on. All of a sudden, bang. You see some of these surprise moves that we'll really dive into. But I gotta tell this, the whole Colt McCoy thing, bringing Joshua Dobbs. I quite frankly thought that at least Dobbs comes in and backs up at least the first couple weeks.
Yeah.
Kind of get acclimated, but they're not wasting any time because obviously he knows the system pretty well. And we also got to remember that he had a relationship with Monty Austin when he was with Tennessee as well too. So the assistant general manager, Drew Petzing, his former offensive quarterback coach at Cleveland, they bring him in 2 weeks ahead of time, see if he gets ready to go.
All I remember is on Thursday when that news broke and we were all talking about what Manuch just described, him backing up Colt McCoy. And I posed the question to Manuch and I said, could Dobbs be the starter? And Manuch goes, no, I don't think so. He's not going to have enough time to learn anything. And
well, eventually I said that, yeah.
And so, bang, here it is. And look, how many teams now has Dobbs played for? 328.
Well, you think of Pittsburgh.
Let's break it down because I think a lot of people don't realize the history of Joshua Dobbs, Tennessee,
Pittsburgh.
He's he went to the University of Tennessee. Gets drafted by the Steelers in the 4th round in 2017. Spends a couple years there, not getting any time because he's Ben Roethlisberger's backup. Yep. He then gets moved to the Jacksonville Jaguars, traded for a 5th round pick. He was traded after Mason Rudolph won the backup job, and then the Jags, Nick Foles got hurt.
Right.
So he had a role there, but didn't last long at all. He gets waived right away, goes back to the Steelers for a second stint, re-signs for 1 year, but then he gets placed on the injured reserve. Then he signs with the Cleveland Browns, a 1-year, $1 million deal. He was waived on November 28th when Deshaun Watson got off of his suspension. He goes to the Lions for basically a cup of coffee and is on the practice squad. Then he gets moved to Tennessee. Yeah. This is all last year in 2002. So Ryan Tannehill gets hurt, and Malik Willis was underperforming. They bring him in. They name him the starter on week 17, and he did pretty well. 20 of 39, 232 yards, had his first career touchdown pass and an interception in a loss. Then Coach Vrabel says, we're going to put you in for the next game, which was a big game where they needed to win the game to get to the playoffs. He goes 20 of 29, 179 yards to go with a touchdown and a reception. However, he gets sacked late in the game by I can't remember who it was with the Jaguars, and he fumbles the ball, and then the Jags return it to 37 yards for the go-ahead touchdown. 3 minutes left. Titans lose 20-16, and they're out of the playoffs. He then goes back to the Cleveland Browns for a second stint. That was in March of this year, and then, of course, the trade. So there's your history on Joshua Dobbs.
Can we the term journeyman? Can we just put his photo next?
I don't think you can say that because that's over 2 years.
Yeah, I mean,
journeyman. I think of Fitzpatrick, or I think of Josh McCown, Colt McCoy. Yes. Guys that are serviceable that have been around a long time.
Yeah,
his numbers. He's completed 58% of his passes. 450 yards total. He's got 3 interceptions to 2 touchdowns. So I mean. He's not a starter in the NFL.
No. I think the only reason why I think Monty Ossenford and Gannon brought him in is because that maybe his stint more or less at Tennessee, knowing he can handle the pressure.
2 weeks, playoffs.
He did pretty damn good. Aside from the fumble, so they felt they watched Colt McCoy, who didn't really look healthy to me at all during the entire training camp. They said, well, he's got more upside. This year's a wash anyway. Let's bring him in. He knows the system. He knows what we want to do. Let Colt go. And there could be some, that league minimum situation involved here too.
Well, the money part of it is the Cardinals are going to eat $2.25 million of the only $3.75, which was guaranteed for this year. So it's not
a big amount of money.
That's not a lot at all.
But then on top of that, now you see, they'll keep obviously Clayton Tune and David Blau.
Clayton Tune did not look good.
No, he didn't. So my whole thing is, if you're going to start Joshua Dobbs game 1 in Washington, I would make sure David Blau's my backup.
Yes.
Because you don't want a rookie quarterback coming in on the road, his first start. I mean, his first backing up.
I heard someone else saying the same thing today. And I'm looking at myself and I'm saying to myself, all right, Houston, Carolina. Okay. I mean, I could go on and on with rookie quarterbacks that are starting on day one, but why is it different for Phoenix that they can't start or Arizona can't start?
He's not the Bryce Young of the world. He's not the
that's not what he thinks.
Well, but here,
I mean, remember in the draft, he thought he was better than all of them.
Okay, but here's what the Cardinals are going. Those teams are going. You got
where are they going? They're the same boat the Cardinals are.
Carolina's got a pretty decent team around Bryce Young. Okay, so you look at Houston's got nothing to lose. Let's play the young guy.
Is getting the nod.
He's going to get the nod. He's going to play. Hey, we're just going to play it out and go from there. Same with the Colts. Richardson will be
a bad team too.
He'll be a bad team. So at this point, I think the Cardinals want to have a little. They don't want to just throw him into the fire like that. They'd rather have a guy that's been there and done that, at least initially. If the kid falls flat on his face, Joshua Dobbs 3 or 4 games in, or they can withstand the storm till Kyler Murray's available for that 5th game and he's ready to play, then they can do that.
That's the other issue right there. On the PUP list now is Kyler Murray, so he has to miss the first 4 games. Manuch, before we hit the air, you came up with a good point. If he's not available by game 5, they could place him on IR, and then he would not be available until game 8.
And at that point, folks.
Why is that a big deal?
Because
let's be honest, we all thought he'd be back October, November anyway.
Why?
I mean, a lot of talking heads are, he's on the PUP. He's going to miss the 4 games.
No,
we all knew that.
Oh, yeah. That's no surprise at all.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, I think it's surprise.
But if they put him on the IR, well, who cares?
Well, another 4 games. And what the basically are saying is, that team at that point, no matter who's quarterbacking, with the lack of depth that they have, this team will be in the tank the whole season.
Oh, yeah.
And to your point, Rock, if he's still not completely healthy, not available for the 8th game, and all of a sudden they're like 2-6 or 1-7 after 8 games, they'll play him, I'm sure, just to make sure he plays. At that point, it's for loss anyway.
Yeah, and that leads into our State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question today. After watching this Cardinals team this preseason, how many games do you predict them to win? Your 4 choices are between 2-4, 5-8, 9-12, and 13-7. And I
13
just
to
looked
17.
13-17. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Bruce Cooper vote? I mean, who was it? Coop was one of the biggest homers of all time. And if you're listening, Bruce, we love you, man. We love you.
By the way, it's funny. I talked to Coop Thursday night. We're talking about the whole Joshua Dobbs, Colt McCoy. He says, Manuch, I guarantee you, Colt McCoy is gone. I said, now, hold on a second here. Coop goes, no, they're bringing him. He talked about the history with Monty Austin-Ford.
Yeah.
Cleveland, the whole thing. He said, he would not bring him in here unless they're going to get him ready for 2 weeks. He'll be the starter. So I got to tell you what.
Did you ask him what his prediction was of how many wins?
Oh, no. Because
what was it 2 years ago? He said 12.
Oh, yeah. He was.
And another guy that's smoking the kind bud is Frank Sanders. He has 10 or 11.
Yeah.
We'll talk to him later today, kind of see how he thinks about this going in. I don't get it. I mean, it's one thing to be a
3
homer.
minutes?
You love your team, but you also got to be realistic. You got to be realistic. This is a bad football team. In preseason, okay, you get some W's. They don't mean anything.
No.
They don't mean anything, especially when you look at, this team on Saturday night. Saturday morning, excuse me, the first half was all Minnesota for the most part.
Sure.
What was it, 14-3 at halftime or 17-3, whatever it may have been. But they're a bad football team.
And guys, don't be surprised if there's, I don't know, I'm going to say anywhere from 8 to 10 to 12 new faces on this team for opening kickoff against the Commanders. I believe they're scouring the waiver wire because you saw lack of talent.
They're all
so
over.
they're
Lots
all
of
over.
changes are still coming.
I agree. I think there'll be a lot of change, a lot more depth. There might even be another starter or two that might be demoted and bring somebody else in because by 1 o'clock tomorrow, this National Football League, there will be a group of players that are good, solid players that can come in. They're better than what the Cardinals have right now.
Yeah, you just look at the waiver
2
wire. You look at
minutes.
some of these teams that have been in the playoffs the last couple of years, and they're so good. They have so much depth, and there's probably some guys that can't make those teams, but they can make this team.
Well, also guys get cut because of contract structure as well. So that also is a factor. So you guys are both correct where you're going to find some decent players on that waiver wire. The question is, can you get to them before somebody else gets to them?
Get that claim in quickly.
That's it. You got
They
it.
make plans to join us right here at the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona for the NFL season opener. We're doing our inaugural Win, Watch, and Wager kickoff party. We're going to have cash giveaways like we do on Monday night. We're also going to give you an opportunity to win a big screen TV, a 75-incher, and it's here. It's actually here if you want to see it, what you can win. We'll be giving away that at the 2-minute warning of the fourth quarter on that Thursday game between the Detroit Lions and Kansas City Chiefs. So we'll have some special guests as well. It's the Win, Watch, and Wager kickoff party. That's next Thursday, September 7th. Here at the CAC.
1 minute.
Sportsbook.
1
we'll
minute.
open up our doors at 5 o'clock here at Casino, Arizona.
By the way, how about the D-backs winning 3 out of 4 of Cincinnati?
It's great.
I mean, that was stuff about some great baseball. I mean,
We get the Dodgers tonight and tomorrow. and hopefully we'll be done with them and don't have to see them again until hopefully the playoffs.
let that wild card hopefully just hold that where they 1.5 up on 2 teams, I believe,
Yep.
Cincinnati and Miami.
Yep.
At this point, boy, just good baseball, and then to see Corbin Carroll get his 40th stolen base with 20 home runs. The kid looks like he's back in sync.
And college football is finally back. Week 0. You saw number 6 USC and number 13 Notre Dame both play games on Saturday, and they won big. We're going to get into some of that coming up next in our Sounds of the Weekend as we are just getting started here. Rock, Manuch, Jimmy B, Jax. We're also streaming on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, soon to be on TikTok. So we're going to be all over there on that social media platform, everyone out there. So we're looking forward to that. So check us out. But it's our Valley Chevy Sounds of the Night. Next, it's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Tomorrow on the drive,
Clear.
same old Diamondbacks.
Am I coming back with the Chevy Sounds of the Week, or am I coming back regular?
Surprises on Cardinals cuts. 605.
You got it.
Drive, Fox Sports 910 in your free iHeartRadio app.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Sun Devil football season is here, and we need you in Mountain America Stadium wearing gold and cheering on head coach Kenny Dillingham and your Sun Devils to victory. Join Sun Devil Nation this fall with season tickets starting at just $135. The home schedule features games against Oklahoma State and Fresno State, as well as Pac-12 matchups with USC, Colorado, Oregon, and Arizona. Get your tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
Need a new big screen for the football season? Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light has your chance right now. Text PEAKS to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. That's PEAKS to 59925.
The Labor Day event is going on now at your 13 Valley Chevy dealers. Get exciting offers on a head-turning lineup, including Silverado. From off-road adventures to workday tasks, this truck has the strength to take on what's next. Or check out Chevy Equinox. With excellent efficiency and bold design, this SUV lets you take on the world in style. And then there's Traverse, Blazer, and Trax, all ready for your next big road trip. Don't miss out. The Labor Day Valley Chevy sales event is going on now at all 13 Valley Chevy dealers.
Want to win a trip to Hawaii or $5,000? It's never too late to play. Just head to fanpick'em.com. Powered by Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light. Win man cards every week. That's fanpick'em.com.
Heart failure, carpal tunnel syndrome, shortness of breath, stomach issues.
Okay.
How does it all add up? If you have heart failure and any of those seemingly unrelated symptoms,
I do not, but I can check which spot it was in the log and let Aaron know.
Transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy. ATTRCM is a rare and undiagnosed disease. Recognize the signs and discuss them with your doctor soon. Learn more at connectwithyourheart.com. That's connectwithyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
AutoZone is more than a parts store. It's where we help you solve problems like, sorry I'm late, my battery died, and
I need a jump again.
At America's #1 battery destination, you can find the right battery at the right price with options starting at only $89.99. And we offer free battery testing and charging whenever you need it. Get the parts and help you need to get the job done right at AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Time for the Valley Chevy dealers' top plays of the week.
Dancing and looking and directing traffic, and look at the length of this play.
Murray to the 10, to the 5, and he's going to convert it. That's unbelievable.
Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer. Set up a test drive by heading to valleychevy.com.
You guys are hot.
Top plays on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
Also, the Labor Day sale is going on right now at your Valley Chevy dealer, so check that out. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, head to your Valley Chevy dealer. But let's start with the Little League World Series and I would say, one of the best all-time jinx by announcer that we've heard in a long time. Here's ESPN's Carl Ravitch.
Curacao has not allowed a home run at the World Series.
Challenged him, and this game is over. Louis Lappy does it again. California, your Little League World Series champs on a walk-off home run. And a walk-off winner. That gives the Little League World Series championship to El Segundo, California. Oh my gosh.
You're going to remember this for the rest of your life, dude. Go crazy.
How about that? What an exciting game after California led by 5. It was 5-1. And then they hit a grand slam. They tied the score. And then you heard the walk-off that broke the tie and won the game for the California
squad. Do you buy into that where you referenced, the announcer making? I've never bought into that. Do you buy into...
Well, do you want me to replay what I said? Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have said it if I didn't think it was a big deal.
Manuch, you buy into that?
Not really, but we've heard time and time again. He's a 92% free throw shooter.
Yep.
He hasn't missed all night long.
Right. And then he misses.
Yeah. And then you hear something like that.
I know.
By the way, how was that kid, like 6'3"?
No, he's a big kid.
I mean, he's 12 years. 12. Yeah. He's under is he 14 going on 12? That kid, as soon as he hit it,
crushed
it was that left fielder just looked up with his hands behind his back, went, It's over.
Yep.
Yeah. Good for El Segundo.
Yes.
Got some highlights from the Diamondbacks yesterday. This is all courtesy of the MLB Network. Here is the game-tying solo dinger.
Down there in Stark Vegas, Gurriel launches one. A towering fly ball to left, and we are tied. That's number 20 for Lourdes. Some Pena power, and it's 2-2. I'm telling you, it's those purple Air Jordans.
Yeah, or the hair. I mean, one of the two, right? Yeah, but,
He's got great hair.
yes, he does. And then how about this? This is a hell of a play for De La Cruz, who nailed Corbin Carroll at home with a 99.7 mile an hour relay throw.
Sent to center. Friedel flying back. Extends to the wall. It's over his reach. It's off the wall. Carroll racing for third. They're going to wave him for an inside the Parker. De La Cruz from short is thrown to the plate. The tag. They got him! Carroll tried to come around, and the Reds defense up to the task. Friedel, De La Cruz, dead at home plate on the tag from Stevenson. A dynamite play.
A dynamite play.
Throw by Ellie De La Cruz on the relay from T.J. Friedel as they cut down Corbin Carroll trying for an inside the park home run.
I didn't know they kept track
I didn't either.
of miles per hour on a relay throw.
Me neither.
Is there a guy that's all he does when there's a relay throw, and there's one a game if that?
I want that job if
Yeah.
that's the case.
I mean, they got the ball off the bat. They got the pitcher.
Yep.
The guy's got the going. Well, let me just check this out. I mean, 99.7. He turned around and just crushed it. It was a
And
BB.
Coral,
Just an absolute seed to home plate.
Corbin Carroll was out by at least 2 steps.
Yeah,
Wasn't
yeah.
even
It was close. It was to the
Well,
point.
2 steps he was out. That was an incredible play by De La Cruz.
All right, let's get to the Cardinals game against the Vikings. This is the only highlight I could find.
Goes the last couple of years. Now he's their head coach. Blau on a run pass option. He'll keep it, and he'll walk into the end zone. And the new daddy just scored on a 5-yard touchdown. It's 17-15.
Vikings, Paul Allen with the call there. And then the bad, and this is maybe why Colt McCoy was let go today. And Joshua Dobbs is most likely going to be the starter. At least that's what a lot of people are predicting. This was the sack fumble with Clayton Tune.
He goes out of the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Blitz, hit, sack, wow! Fumble! Holy cow! The Vikings got the ball first and goal from the 5-yard line. Jay Ward.
Got to be aware when you see a cornerback or safety up that tight line of scrimmage, guess what? He might be coming, and you got to get rid of that ball because they had everyone picked up at that guy. The other guy, the running back, picked up the blitzing back. He comes in. You just got to know. You got to take a peek. You got to know he's coming, so you got to get rid of it and throw it to the hot route on that side. He looked left. I said, this is not going to be good. Not going to be good.
And then what I'm going to be doing this year, I'm looking forward to Caleb Williams being the first pick in the NFL draft by the Arizona Cardinals. So we're going to have highlights of Williams every week. And yeah, here's his first touchdown. This is his first touchdown of the season over San Jose State, as that game was closer than people thought early, and then the Trojans won big. But here's courtesy of the Pac-12 Network. I believe this is Ted Robinson and Yogi Roth with the call.
So 5 wide for Caleb Williams, and there's the touchdown. First catch is a Trojan for Dorian Singer.
There you have it. So get used to that because I'm going to be petitioning for him to be the guy.
So you've already decided
that
you don't want to see Kyler Murray ever again.
Not in a Cardinal uniform.
In a Cardinal uniform.
No.
And you're
Or an Eagles uniform or a Browns uniform. Those are 2 other teams that I like to follow.
Well, give used to that USC fight song, too.
Yeah.
Hear it all
56-28, when at one point it was 14-7, 21-14. I mean, it was closer than I thought it was going to be. And then the other game was Notre Dame 42, Navy 3 in Dublin. And Didn't win that bet. Screwed. Scott Spritzer.
No, it didn't do you well.
I went 50-50.
No,
everyone. I bet everything he said on Friday.
Yeah, because he told you not to.
He said Navy first half.
Yes,
and that did happen. He did say
3
take
minutes.
San Jose State because it was 31, so covered there. Got lucky on that one, but then a couple other ones. But anyway, so there you have it. What else do we have? Let's squeeze in some sound that we just that Jack's just pulled. Jonathan Gannon speaking today on the Cardinals' decision to release Colt McCoy.
Yeah, just like with every decision, we look at the full body of work, evaluate our guys. Production goes into that, and felt like it was the best decision for the team to move forward with the guys that we have in the room to help us win a football game.
Colt McCoy 3-3 over the last 3 seasons as a starter.
And I guess obviously after watching him in OTAs, mini camps in the last 5 weeks for practices,
like 37,
36, 37. I think that's 14th
probably.
year, 14th or 15th year. They felt probably that
2 minutes.
Look, we've had a great sample size of watching Colt McCoy. Obviously, they felt that Joshua Dobbs had more upside or was better right now than he was knowing the system. Matter of fact, somebody said that Colt McCoy, was having trouble picking up a lot of the finer nuances with Drew Petzing's offense that he brought from Cleveland. I thought, wow, that's not good. If he's having trouble and struggling with that, so it didn't surprise me with the Dobbs pickup to that point, but you would have thought his experience might have trumped anything as far as Dobbs starting.
All right, so I'll go to the quarterback guru. Manuch, did he show you anything at all in the exhibition game?
No, he
Nothing.
didn't.
He gave you nothing.
A lot of checkdowns. He was 4 for 4 for I think he was averaging like 4 yards per throw. But I mean, they never, we saw Toon and Blau stretch the field a little bit and just kind of went, well, okay. But they only played McCoy maybe a quarter of the first game,
right.
2 or 3 series. You never saw him. Maybe there were throws there that he missed that he didn't get down the field that Toon and
One
Blau
minute.
saw. So maybe there was, as far as progression and reading and not understanding, they just felt at this point, I'd rather have somebody that knows my system, knows the offense. But the big question will be is, okay, well, you better have David Blau or Clayton Toon, whoever, ready to go that they totally understand. So if Dobbs gets hurt, that you got one of those 2 guys to come in and understand what you're looking to do.
And you're saying that you believe, seeing what you've seen from Toon, that Blau should be the backup.
I would. I'd rather have Blau as the backup right now.
Okay.
Toon, you're not going to cut him. He's your 5th rounder.
Right, yeah.
But when live ammo starts and you get all kinds of different blitz packages and things coming at you, I feel like Blau's seen enough of it that he can come in and just be serviceable as that backup. Let's face it, guys. Joshua Dobbs will be serviceable. This team will be serviceable for 4 games. And then hopefully if Murray gets back for that 5th game, he can add more to the offense. We'll have to just wait and see.
Still don't have weapons to throw to.
No,
you got Dortch was kind of like the premiered. He was a premiered receiver.
Yeah.
And then it's interesting. Moore, Hollywood Brown, Dortch, Zach Ertz will be back on the field. McBride will be your backup tight end. You got to incorporate those guys. So maybe they feel have enough weapons where he can, that being Dobbs, he can distribute the ball well enough. And then with your running back by committee, Connor,
right.
Ingram, and the other kid, they can do some things that can maybe just kind of keep games close.
Where the hell's Rondell Moore?
They didn't use him that much.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's going to be his 3rd year, right?
Yes.
This is that high draft pick year where you got to show me that you've taken to the next level if he can stay healthy. His problem is not staying healthy.
Join us tomorrow at El Bandino Tequila Tuesday at Barrio Queen in Glendale from 1 to 4. We encourage you to stop on by, try some incredible authentic Mexican food, and try the new El Bandino Yankee Tequila. That's tomorrow live from Barrio Queen in Glendale. Former Sun Devil Rudy Carpenter is going to join us, get his thoughts on ASU's self-imposed bowl ban. Colt McCoy, of course, we'll talk to him about that, as well as what he thinks what we're going to see on Thursday as ASU opens up and Jaden Rashada gets the start. That's next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from the CAZ Sports Book in Casino, Arizona.
What's clear on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix?
The Diamondbacks enter today's series opener with the Dodgers in possession of
Yes, it is. I was just about to say, hey, can you turn it up?
69-62. Zach Gallen will be on the mound. The Coyotes signed goaltending coach Corey Schwab to a multi-year contract extension. This coming season will be his 9th with the franchise. The Cardinals made several roster cuts today, including quarterback Colt McCoy, rookie Clayton Tune, and Josh Dobbs are in line to start Week 1 against the Commanders. And the team officially announced quarterback Kyler Murray will stay on the reserve PUP list. He'll miss at least the first 4 games of the season. I'm Frank.
That sounds much better on my end, too.
10, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Football is here, and Roc and Manuch are hosting the Watch Win Wager Kickoff Party in the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona, Thursday, September 7th. Cash prizes all game plus a chance to take home a 75-inch smart TV. It's the Watch Win Wager Kickoff Party, Thursday, September 7th at Casino, Arizona.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider, locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you
I'll let you guys know when he calls in.
Great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But
I also wrote down the cart number for for that one
choice.
And
online at right to
from DraftKings Sportsbook. Life's more fun when you're in on the action. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code 910. New customers can score $200 in bonus bets instantly when they bet just $5 on college football. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code 910. The crown is yours. 21 and over, Arizona only. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com.
All right, we're coming back with Rudy's Open, and I got Rudy on the phone.
Where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Here to talk football is former Sun Devil quarterback, who, by the way, went 3-1 against that team in Tucson.
Carpenter going to go up with time, steps up, looks end zone, got a man, McGahee, touchdown!
And Rudy Carpenter get into the teeth. Length of the Wild.
Rudy Carpenter, now on Roc and Manuch on Fox.
You guys are hot.
910 on FM at 99.9 HD2.
Rudy Carpenter now on the right foot, a guest side. Rudy, let's start with Arizona State, self-imposed bowl ban. What was your thoughts when you heard that come down yesterday?
Well, I think I have a lot of thoughts about it, to be honest with you. Number one, I think there's probably a lot more that's going to come down. ASU, blatantly cheated, when it comes to the COVID stuff. And, I think cheating is one thing in the NCAA's view. I think cheating during the COVID period is a whole nether egregious error, according to the NCAA. And so I would be willing to bet they're going to want to, throw the hammer at ASU and any other team, who did that. And that is what it is. I think Kenny Dillingham obviously saw this coming, number one, because he's got common sense, but number two, because his agent worked out a contract, with ASU that states if there's any bowl bans or loss of scholarships, he automatically is extended, on his contract. And because contracts are guaranteed, those extensions mean more money, which means he's now, going to make more money. If he gets fired, those years still have to be paid out to him. So he obviously knew something was coming. From a logistics standpoint, I think it's an egregious error by Ray Anderson and by Michael Crow. And I hate coming on these radio shows and saying I told you so, but ASU fans, love. I think ASU fans have canceled me like 26 times. So 27th time, I don't think really matters. But I came out and said I told you so regarding Todd Graham and his son and that whole weird situation, and I've said many other things. But look, at the end of the day, Ray Anderson, to me, has made a million egregious errors. And, had Ray, I got canceled a little while ago because I came out and said that I think Ray should have been fired a long time ago. He should have been fired when he allowed one of the big ASU boosters who's no longer around the program to touch people's wives and to mess with people's wives like he did with Bobby Hurley, and like he, to be honest with you, did to my wife at the Pac-12 championship game when they played Stanford. But, essentially Ray Anderson was okay with that because he loved the money that was coming in, and he loved some of the relationships that Bozo had. So at the end of the day, this is, just a I told you so type deal for me, in the sense that, Ray Anderson, to me, is not the guy. But with that being said, and I'll be quiet on the issue, you can fire Ray Anderson, and I think that'll make a lot of fans happy. But there's a lot of other people inside of that athletic department who have been there for years. And in my viewpoint, a lot of those people are the people that need to be bounced out of that team, that organization, that administration, whatever. And until those people are out, you're just going to keep on getting the same old same, especially because those people, for whatever reason, have a say in the hiring process.
So, Rudy, when you look at this, I think that my first thought was, well, why the bowl ban? I mean, for me, being in at K-State, we were banned from bowls and in scholarships, what have you. And I thought they might have followed maybe the tune of Michigan, where they're just suspending the head coach for 4 games, but the head coach is gone, Herm Edwards being gone. Or you look at the Tennessee scenario, that you're talking about the whole COVID scenario as that. I mean, the bowl ban, I get maybe 5 or 6 scholarships because this group of players and staff were completely new. And then the timing of this whole thing. Here we are 4 days prior to the first kickoff, and transfer portal issues of not being able to move forward. I mean, just the timing was just horrible for self-imposed. If it was NCAA, okay, but for self-imposed, makes no sense to me whatsoever, Rudy.
Well, there's a lot of things, in my view, it doesn't make a lot of sense. You're punishing a bunch of players who had nothing to do with this. You're punishing a bunch of coaches who really had nothing to do with this. Personally, I believe the coaching staff knew this was coming down. I believe Kenny Dillingham knew this was coming down. I could be totally wrong, but I also believe it played into why he's going to be starting the quarterback, Jalen Rashada, that he's starting. I think they looked at it and said, hey, we're probably going to have this self-imposed bowl ban. Kenny and those guys can tell you, well, I just happened to find out 45 minutes ago. Yeah. I just happened to know just a little bit before you guys did, but I highly doubt that's the case. So I think that he knew this was in consideration. He knew this was a possibility. And when he looked at the thing as a whole, I think he decided, well, knowing that we have a self-imposed ban, I think we can, go ahead and just look at what the future of this program is going to be and who it's going to be led by. And let's roll him out there, and let's essentially look at this as a free season. Let's look at this as a season where we can play a bunch of young guys. We can get the core of our program headed in the right direction with some young guys and get them some real live game reps, because we know that when it comes down to it, we're not playing for, any type of big bowl game. So I think that plays into it. I think if you're Kenny Dillingham and the coaching staff, they might not want to admit it because they're super, super competitive guys. But I think this also takes a little bit of pressure off of them. Now they have a whole bunch of built-in excuses. Well, they crushed the momentum of our team. We were ready to go. Now we got this bowl ban. Guys are crushed. We're playing a true freshman quarterback, all these different things. I think it takes a little bit of pressure off, but it's going to allow them, for the young guys and the coaching staff, to go out there and kind of, play free, maybe make some decisions they normally wouldn't make, test some different things out, see, what they might want to institute and or do as the seasons that are coming up after this season. But I also think, to a certain extent, ASU, the administration, they probably looked at this and felt like, well, what's the backlash really going to be? Well, what are the players really going to say? Because as we know, over the last however many years, we've seen a lot of players skip out on the bowl games. We've seen a lot of players not participate in bowl games because they think that they might get hurt, and ultimately that can affect their draft status, right? So I think that ASU might have looked at this and said, we're not going to the national title game this year anyways. We're not competing for a playoff spot this year anyways.
3 minutes.
Doesn't matter anymore, but we're not really playing for the Rose Bowl this year. So, why don't we just self-impose now? And okay, so what? We missed the used car sale Chick-fil-A.com, Frito Dorito Bowl. You know what I mean? Whatever. Hopefully the NCAA will look at us and give us a pat on the back and say, hey, you guys are so noble. You jumped out ahead of us and gave yourself a penalty. We'll take it easier on you. I just don't think that's going to happen, because you got a bunch of people in the NCAA, the Pac-12, and everywhere else who, when it comes to COVID-19, which is a core belief for these, academic types, that COVID was, just an incredible situation that had to be handled one way or another, and the narrative was what it was. They
2 minutes.
Continue that, and politically, there's a whole bunch of reasons why they want to do that, and so I don't think that this self-imposed ban is going to do much for them, except just kind of take some pressure off the staff.
Let me just quickly follow up. Do you think possibly they also did it because the Pac-12 is going to be dead after this season and they're moving to the Big 12, so that they got that out of the way before they join a new conference? Could that have been a part of the issue as well?
Who knows? It could have been, but I think at the end of the day, the NCAA is not going to really care whether they're part of the Big 12, the Pac-12, or whatever they're part of. I think the NCAA is going to look at this and say, here's what we believe you guys did wrong. For that, here is what we believe the penalty is. And maybe we're going to, change our penalty because you guys have already, we'll give you credit for time served, I guess.
1 minute, 1 minute.
But I think at the end of the day, I don't think that, whether it's the Pac-12 or the Big 12, I don't think it matters. I also don't think the Big 12 is really going to, want to go super far out of their way to punish them either. I think they're just going to allow the NCAA to do what they're going to do and then move on.
Rudy, you think Kenny Dillingham has a seat at the table in regards to decisions that Arizona State is making for the football program?
When it comes to this type of situation,
yeah,
when it comes to,
you mentioned you think Kenny,
no.
You thought Kenny knew about this, most likely, right?
I think he knew about it. I definitely think he knew about it. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know something's going to happen. I mean, these are people in these academic institutions where they viewed COVID almost as a religion. So, I mean, when you're flying banners around, wear a mask, get vaccinated, you're forcing your team to do all of that same stuff. and you essentially, like every other academic institution, have followed the talking points of every, major, news outlet out there. I mean, look, they're gonna follow along with the narrative that they must follow along with, and so I don't think that Kenny Dillingham has any say. I think they're telling him, Michael Crow's telling him exactly how it's going to go. Ray Anderson is telling him how it's going to go. I think that they put their finger. I think Michael Crow and Ray Anderson put their finger in their mouth, put it up in the air, and said, "Which way is the political wind going on this?" And they tried to follow that line as much as they could. But Kenny knew something was going to happen because in his contract, look at, to me, I don't want to go on a rant, but this is the ultimate, like, whatever you want to call it. You can say this is college football at its peak. Okay. You have an institution that literally broke every rule in the book. They literally forced people to get injected with a medication that was not tested or anything else. At the same time, they were paying for people's flights to travel and recruit while they were making everybody else come into the building with, waivers being signed about you acknowledge COVID and you guys know what the whole thing was, what they were making people do, right? Mm-hmm. While they were breaking every single rule, while they ruined a whole bunch of kids' senior year playing in empty stadiums, right? They essentially got those moments taken away from them, okay? They interrupted all of college. I could go on and on and on, right? However, they still found a way to make money. They still found a way to be profitable. They still found a way to recruit. Ray Anderson, they could have fired Herm Edwards, his best friend, for cause and not paid him. They literally didn't do that. They paid him out an extra $4.5 million. Herm Edwards got paid. The coaches got paid. Ray Anderson gets paid and keeps his job. Kenny Dillingham comes in, gets the first head coaching job of his life, gets paid the first couple $1 million he's ever made, right? Negotiates in his contract that I know for a fact we're going to have some issues with scholarships and bowl bans. If that happens, that automatically triggers a clause in my contract for my contract to be extended. So therefore I make more money. And the only kids who are being completely screwed over are the players. And yet these same coaches, these same administrators, the rest of these bozos come out and cry about the transfer portal. And they come out and cry about college football's ruined. How dare these college kids get paid? Yet everybody else is profiting in every way possible. Like literally, I am the furthest thing from a Bernie Sanders supporter, but like literally I'm starting to like understand how ridiculously corrupt all of these institutions are.
He is Rudy Carpenter, bringing it, man. We needed you for another segment today. I wish we had more time. You're on a roll. I love it.
I loved it.
Rudy, have a great week, man. That's good stuff, man. Appreciate you using us as a platform to get that out. That's outstanding.
Yeah, by the way, Dan, congrats to Brock Purdy. That's obviously we all knew he was probably going to be the starting quarterback. I hope it worked out for him and he has a great career. Obviously, you had a big part to do with his development as a young player and moving forward, but to do what he did, to be so-called Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick in the draft, and for them to give up what they gave up and all of those first-round picks, and for Brock to eventually, rise to the top and become a starter in the National Football League, literally one of the 32 best quarterbacks in the world, is really an amazing thing that he did. And so congrats to you, obviously putting in a lot of work with Brock.
I appreciate that, Rudy. That means a lot coming to you. I really appreciate it. We appreciate the time as well. I would relay that to Brock Purdy as well.
Thank you, Rudy. Appreciate it. It's Rudy Carpenter joining us here on Fox Sports 910. We went a little long. We'll come right back with more from the Casino book. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Clear.
This is The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
Jonathan Taylor is a tremendous running back.
Okay, so you guys want a phone number and an email for that giveaway, right?
The old school Rob. But if I were running a team, As great as Jonathan Taylor is, am I giving up much to get him? No.
With Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. Today at 4, tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys, live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
The people of Arizona have voted, and the results are official. Lerner & Rowe has won again, being voted best personal injury law firm 8 years in a row. We'd like to thank everyone who voted, making Lerner & Rowe the people's choice for personal injury. What makes us so popular? We've helped over 150,000 injured people recover billions of dollars for their injuries, and over $1 billion in the last 5 years alone. We're recovering more money for more people than any other law firm in Arizona. Call us today.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
See your Valley Chevy dealers today during the Chevy Summer Drive going on now. New inventory arriving daily. See your Valley Chevy dealers today.
At Lerner & Rowe, we don't have empty slogans or make empty promises. What we do have is a history of proven results. In a wreck, need a check? We've collected billions of dollars for our clients, with over $1 billion recovered in the past 5 years alone. Make one call, that's all. And we have a team of legal professionals standing by, waiting to begin working on your case the moment you call. Call Lerner & Rowe today. Find out why we've been voted best law firm in Arizona for the past 8 years in a row.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Football is here, and Roc and Manuch are hosting the Watch Win Wager Kickoff Party in the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona, Thursday, September 7th. Cash prizes all game plus a chance to take home a 75-inch smart TV. It's the Watch Win Wager Kickoff Party, Thursday, September 7th at Casino, Arizona.
When you buy Kroger brand products, you feel like you're winning. That's because they offer proven quality at lower than low prices. In fact, we guarantee that you and your family
Just
will
a heads
love
up, when you guys
Kroger
come back,
brand
you got about
products.
3 minutes.
Or you get your money back. So next time you're shopping for the family, look for delicious
No problem.
Kroger brand products, because they'll make you all feel like you're winning. Shop now, in-store, or online. Fries, fresh for everyone.
Cookie wants to be a professional wrestler.
Okay.
I'm Cookie Serratos, and I'm 11 years old. She also wants to win all the medals. That's why Cookie and her family make every day count, squeezing out her best with Go-Go Squeeze.
Okay, Cookie, let's break for
Then I'm coming back normal and then playing the Price is Right theme, right? Not the theme, but like the thing that was emailed.
Oh, Cookie!
Because when you nurture your kids, you squeeze out the best in them. Squeeze out the best with Go-Go Squeeze. Not a low-calorie food. Products range from 11 to 13 grams of sugar and 60 to 70 calories per serving.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
I want to thank you very, very much for inviting me into your home for the last 50 years. I am deeply grateful. And please remember, help control the pet population. Have your pets spayed or neutered.
You guys are hot.
By everybody.
That's right, Bob Barker. As he came close to 100, he was 99 years old. He passed away on Saturday from natural causes. Of course, the star, the legend from Price is Right. That was his last show that he did that you heard him sign off there. Also, on this day, 101 years ago, and I know most of you love it because you listen to us, 1922. What are you laughing at?
I'm
don't
waiting.
even know where I'm going.
I'm just waiting after you said 1922 because you said everybody loves the show.
The first ever radio commercial aired on WEAF in New York City. Did you work for them?
See, that's where I knew that. That's why I knew it was going there.
What was the commercial, Jimmy? Do you know Barbasol soap or something like Ivory soap?
Can you guys, let's see if you guys could guess the category that the commercial was. It was a
2 minutes?
10-minute ad.
Wow.
And they paid the fee of $100 in 1922.
Okay.
$100 in 1922 is what?
Wow, that's a lot. I mean,
100,000.
Oh yeah.
I mean, what would that number be?
Category. I'm going to say either soap or I'm going to say soap.
Soap on a rope, Manuch?
Yeah, soap on a rope. Like
yeah,
that.
that'll be.
Soap.
Don't drop the soap. The thing that I'll go with a breakfast cereal.
Okay. Nope. It was a realty company called Queensboro Realty.
Wow.
How about that?
Come buy your apartment now.
You learn that today. So, a little random fact, Dr. Phil McGraw, Dr. Phil, spent part of his honeymoon with Bob Barker. Phil and his wife Robin were in the audience for an episode of The Price is Right back in 1976.
1 minute. 1 minute.
That was must-watch TV in the Manucci household. I will say that.
I never watched
every night. Yeah, you should come out at night before it's daytime, like at 7 o'clock or before all the shows were coming on.
Hey, we're going to give you an opportunity to win some Sun Devil tickets for Thursday's opener. Great seats, my seats.
Ooh,
yes. So I feel I'm in a giving mood today.
All right.
So we'll do that coming up next hour. We'll also
30
get into what happened there in Arizona State. We may want to bring back what Rudy had to say.
Yeah.
Wow. We're out here at the CAZ Sportsbook. It'll be our home next Thursday for the opener between the Lions and the Chiefs. We're going to have some special guests
15
that'll be joining us as well. Casey Walsh will join us too at 2:45 from the Sportsbook. See how LA went for Week 0 in college football. Fox Sports 910.
Green TV, Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light are giving away 5 65-inch smart TVs. Text PEAKS to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. That's PEAKS to 59925.
Football on Monday nights continue this season live from the Sportsbook in CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona with Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, and the rest of the Fox Sports 910 team. Win your share of the cash prizes through our progressive kickoff jackpot contest, quarters, squares, football bingo, and propositions contests. It's year 23. Doors open at 3. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's Monday night tailgate party at Casino, Arizona.
It's the Labor Day sales event going on now at your Valley Chevy dealers. Shopping for a car, truck, crossover, or SUV? See your Valley Chevy dealer during the Labor Day sales event going on now.
The NFL is back, and your free iHeartRadio app is your home for the NFL Podcast Network with full coverage of all 32 NFL teams. Get in-depth analysis from the pros on around the NFL. Win bragging rights in this year's draft with tips from the NFL Fantasy Football Podcast and more. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Sheba presents What Cats Want. Cats want Sheba Perfect Portions, cuts, and gravy. 2 convenient servings of roasted chicken covered in savory gravy. Know what else cats want? The red dot from your laser pointer. On the wall, on the ceiling, on the couch, on the floor, on the vase. Buy Sheba Perfect Portions, cuts, and gravy. 0 mess, 0 leftovers. Snap, peel, serve. Sheba, what cats want.
Every day, you breathe in thousands of microscopic germs, allergens, and viruses. Don't let these invisible invaders make breathing through your nose impossible. Flush them out with Navage. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril around the back of the nose and out the other nostril, helping flush out all the nasty things that make you miserable. Nearly 4 million people use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. People like Cindy, a verified Navage user who writes, "I've had such awful nasal congestion for the last couple of years. I bought Navage and OMG, I can breathe again. I love this thing. Goodbye, Neti Pot. Hello, Navage." End quote. If you suffer from sinus congestion, allergies, or snoring, then Navage is the safe, drug-free solution you've been looking for. Navage is at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and Navage.com. Navage. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there. And around there. And even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Tomorrow from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
The Cardinals made several roster cuts today, including quarterback Colt McCoy, rookie Clayton Tune, and Josh Dobbs are in line to start Week 1 against the Commanders. Jonathan Gannon says he's not ready to name a starter. The team officially announced Kyler Murray will stay on the reserve physically unable to perform list. He'll miss at least the first 4 games of the season. The Coyotes have signed goaltending coach Corey Schwab to a multi-year contract extension. And the D-backs enter today's series opener with the Dodgers in possession of the National League's final wild card spot at 69-62. Zach Gallen will be on the mound. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your electric needs, call.
Potentially breaking some records today with our projected high of 115 degrees, mostly sunny skies. And then for tonight, mostly clear with those temperatures dipping down into the low 90s. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by New Vision Auto Glass.
Tired of looking through a windshield with a crack or chip in it?
Get it replaced with New Vision Auto Glass. Qualifying customers can get up to $250 cash back and a free dinner at Rodizio Grill.
New Vision Auto Glass.
All right, coming back with the CAZ top stories.
9090.
Time for the top local and stories of the hour, powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys,
you got B out here at the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, Jax, all out here getting y'all set up for some of the headlines going on out here on an outstanding Monday afternoon. And one of the biggest headlines of all, folks, if you have not heard, you just heard a couple of things. Colt McCoy no longer will be with this Arizona Cardinals team whatsoever. And Kyler Murray is going to be on the PUP list, which means he will not be available for the first 4 games of the year. Now, one of the things that Jonathan Gannon has stated also this afternoon is he doesn't know who his starting quarterback is going to be now that Joshua Dobbs is with this team. So we can't assume anything, guys. He just came out, said to see who has the competitive edge. And you look at Clayton Tune, the 5th-round pick for your Arizona Cardinals out of Houston. You got David Blau.
Let me stop you. You just said he didn't really say
he said
got
he
the competitive edge.
Just came out. He said whoever he finds has a competitive edge. Just came out. Just came across Jonathan Gannon, your head coach for the Cardinals, is not named Joshua Dobbs as the starter, thinking he probably would.
Yes.
Now that Colt McCoy, but he's come out and said that we're still evaluating what that's going to be. And I sit there and go, okay, you got a rookie. Did he play that much better than what Joshua Dobbs has to offer, who's got a little bit of experience, or David Blau, who they both went at it in that game on against the Vikings? Does he have enough competitive edge, enough smarts, enough know-how to beat out the veteran quarterback? So a lot of us just assume, hey, look, you're bringing in Joshua Dobbs, who's got a relationship with Drew Petzing, the offensive coordinator, when it was at Cleveland. He also has a relationship with Monty Austin-Fort, who was the assistant GM with the Tennessee Titans.
Right.
It was his last stop with this group before I went back to Cleveland. So when I hear that, I think that's fodder for we just haven't quite made that decision. What I just feel that why would you bring Joshua Dobbs in if he wasn't going to be your star? So I think that's just a lot of coach speak right now that he's putting that out there to go, let's evaluate our rookie, what he did. No, if you're going to go with a guy that's got more mobility, got a stronger arm, has got more talent, doesn't have the experience, than the other 2 guys that are left. I don't even know, is Jeff Driscoll, is he still part of this team or not? I'm not sure.
I think he's still on the roster right now.
Yeah.
Isn't he hurt?
Yeah, he is dinged up.
Undisclosed.
So if you're going to do anything of a like kind, what they did in Cleveland with Deshaun Watson, who can move, who can throw.
Yep.
Well, Joshua Dobbs is that athlete, probably the best athlete out of the 2 remaining. Kyler Murray's, let's just put him out of the equation because he's not going to be available until at least the 5th game now, folks. So
all right,
it's at least the 5th game.
All right, let me stop you on that then. Because of the situation with Murray being put on the PUP list, the PUP list. So you know that he's not going to be available for the 5th game. Dobbs, let's say, becomes the starter, you're more comfortable, you're saying, then with David Blau as the number 2 guy because he has experience as opposed to Clayton Tune, who's the rookie.
Yeah, rational, common sense thinking I think that way. But I think, Rock, what you brought up, well, hey, look, this is a rebuilding year, and this team's really not doing well at Dobbs as the starter, and Blau can't come and do anything. Why not play
Tune,
the 5th rounder, the Tune, and let him, play it out? Because if you're not going to get your starting quarterback, Kyler Murray, back till the 5th or 6th game anyway, and at that point, is he completely 110% healthy with no hesitation mentally or physically to run this offense? They could extend him and put him on the IR and not make him available until the 9th game of the year. He'll be on until the 8th game.
My question to you, Manuch, is how long would it take for Josh Dobbs to get used to, his wide receivers, his tight ends, the way they run certain routes? Does that take kind of a month, or could he do that in 2 weeks?
Well, I think it's a combination. 2 weeks just to get familiar with who he has, and then another couple of weeks. It'll probably take 2 or 3 weeks to see this offense with him a quarterback really get off to the start. Now it's up to your offensive coordinator to make sure he gets the ball to guys that can make plays. You guys are talking about Rondale Moore.
Right.
Well, these first 4 games, it's a big showcase for Moore, Hollywood Brown, Zach Ertz, Trey McBride, your tight ends, your offensive line, and then for your running game, who they're preaching that they want to pound the running game, which will protect your quarterback and Joshua Dobbs. And they might roll him out, might do waggles and boots to utilize that athleticism, utilize his arms. He's got a powerful, strong arm.
He does have that.
Kid's a very good athlete.
Right? Eat up some time. So
yeah, exactly. I would put it this way: get the hell out of Dodge so he doesn't get sacked 5 or 6 times in a game. This is one of those dilemmas. We talk about ASU, having them with this bowl game sanction. It's a mulligan year for Kenny Dillingham. Yep. Is it a mulligan year for Jonathan Gannon and his staff? Now they won't tell you that because they're not rebuilding. They're looking to retool. Well, my ass, it's going to be bad. That's why you're going to see a lot of guys picked up. You'll see the cuts tomorrow by 1:00, and then you're going to see a lot of guys I feel picked up. It could be 10, be 8, could be 15. That'll be part of this team because Monty Austinfort wants to find somewhat of a core nucleus eventually. That's why I think this year is I don't want to say a throwaway year because as a fan, you don't want to hear that.
Well, it's a throwaway year for the fans, but it's a so-called building year under the new coach and GM.
And here's the one thing. The fans, Cardinal fans, I can tell you, don't really care if it's a throwaway year knowing who that first-round pick's going to be coming out of USC. And they're like, hey, you could throw this away, put it all in the trash if you want to.
Does this tell you right now that they're going to get off of Kyler no matter what he does when he gets back, they're going to go for Caleb Williams? Does this what you've just witnessed right now, getting rid of people who were in that previous system and knowing how this new regime is beginning to operate, does this scream Caleb Williams?
Well, because Kyler Murray's not the kind of quarterback that Drew Petzing would want, the kind of quarterback that Jonathan Gannon would want. I mean, I think it hurts where he's come from. You think of Deshaun Watson. They want more of the strong, stout type quarterback. To your point, Jimmy, that could be part of it. I mean, I think Kyler Murray have to come in and just really wow this staff. And if you rattle off 4, 5, 6 games that he's part of and winning, not that they'll reevaluate, but I still think at some point he's just not the kind of guy that they want. When you think of where Gannon came from Philadelphia, watch Hurts, big, strong, fast, good arm.
Yep.
You look at Deshaun Watson, big, strong kid, strong arm.
Yep.
Kyler's not your prototypical quarterback.
Right.
He fit for what Cliff Kingsbury and them wanted to do with that spread air raid type of offense. So with this Drew Petzing offense, it's more drop back. They don't hardly even roll out whatsoever. Now you saw the young guy Tune scramble once in a while. He was
forced to.
Yeah, when you saw an RPO yesterday on the Blau touchdown.
Yeah, that's true.
On Saturday, I mean, he rolled out there and went out. So there's some semblance to that because that's what they did in Philadelphia. That's what they're doing in Cleveland. But I think overall, Murray's just not the kind of guy that they would draft, that they would want on their team.
Do you think that when Jonathan Gannon got home to his mansion or whatever, maybe him and Monty had a little party and watched Caleb Williams' game that night, and they said, oh, gosh, They saw the fumbled snap.
And
on
then
his
he threw
back
it 50
foot,
yards.
50 yards.
Yeah.
And said, all right, we need to release Colton. Let's tank.
Yeah.
Well, I you know what? I think that they were going down that route no matter what. But I thought Colt McCoy would at least be serviceable to help, keep this team somewhat respectable on the field for the first 4 games until Kyler came back. And then you see this. So there might be a lot of merit to that, you guys. Like, you know what? Here's our strategy. Let's put Dobbs in there. If he falls apart, we got the rookie, or we got Blau, we got a veteran. We got 3 guys. And then, we've got house money to play with. If it doesn't work out, well, guess what? There's this kid out of USC. But they might screw this again, win 5, 6, 7 games. I doubt it. I doubt they will. If they win 2 to 4, they'll be lucky.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that they're savoring over. They're not looking how to lose games. I don't think they're like that. But I think that they're probably going, well, if we did several of these things, might make us as competitive. That's just not how these coaches are. They're competitive. They want to put the best players, have the best game plan on to go ahead and win this bad boy.
So my question to you guys is, Colt McCoy's gone. Big leader in that QB room. Who's the leader in the QB room right now?
There is none.
David Blau, I don't know. He doesn't know if he's going to be around.
Yeah.
There
is none.
You're right. I think Dobbs, and then Tune, and you got Blau, and then Driscoll, who's injured. I mean, you got 3 guys in there.
No Kyler Murray.
No, well, he's in the room. And they said he's involved. He's there with all the meetings. He's there training. They said his training is amped up or stepped up, whatever that means.
Yeah.
So with the pup list and making him available at the 6th game, he would be available. He missed the 4, maybe the 5th game. I'm not quite sure if it's 5th or 6th. That at that point, if he's starting to run the offense after the 2nd week on the pup, and he's showing some progress and he doesn't hesitate, and they put him through all those testing that they do with guys have knee injuries, especially major knee injuries,
Right.
and they feel pretty comfortable. But my question is how quickly is he going to pick up this offense? Is he understanding? Is he seeing? Because it's fine to just learn it and watch it on tape, but to go out and perform it and to run it and get it in motion, call the checks, and then throw the adjustments. You're talking about Moore and Hollywood and all the guys. How is he going to blend? And if they feel comfortable enough after, because hell, when he comes back, it'll be like a couple preseason games to get him back in the fold.
That's
again.
correct.
Just getting used to you talk about Jax the timing and the throws and seeing what adjustments you're making versus this defense, because he's still got all that air raid Cliff Kingsbury stuff in his brain. It's a whole different system.
All right,
now.
I'll drop this on you then, because you just referenced Hollywood Brown, Rondell Moore, Zach Ernst, all right, McBride, Dortch. Okay, so Kyler comes back. I'll just use it as a for instance, game 6. Hollywood Brown's out with an injury. Rondell Moore's out with an injury. So all you got right now is Dortch and Ernst. That's it.
And you got the rookie out there too, the kid from Stanford,
Michael
Wilson. Yeah, you would be limited.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You got McBride. McBride will have a decent year as a tight end as well too. But I mean, wow, Jimmy, you're just really putting gasoline on that fire.
I'm just saying. Well, but look at last year. All those guys got hurt.
Hey, the point you bring up is where that offense would come from is from if Kyler, when he plays, can he make up for that offense with his legs like he used to?
Okay.
Can he make up with his arm? Does he know these other receivers? The timing that he has with those starters versus time with backups, then you throw a wrench in the whole formula there too. I don't think that they want him running around like he used to because of that knee injury, and that if he starts playing, they want to somewhat preserve him, but not take his game away from him. So I think the waggles, the boots, get him outside the pocket a little bit will be part of where that is. But think of what they did with Hurts. He did a little bit of that. Deshaun Watson, they did a little bit of that, but they didn't rely on their offense for him to be on the perimeter all the time trying to make throws. So they were in the pocket the majority of the time.
So which game does Kyler come back on? Because I'm looking at their 5th game right now, and that's home against Cincinnati, then at Rams, at Seattle, home against the Ravens.
Maybe that brutal. At the Rams?
Yeah, at the Rams. Yeah, I can see that.
Because they got no jam.
Aaron Donald?
Yeah. Hello, Aaron.
Boy.
What do you mean they have no jam?
The Rams got no jam, Rock.
So
they got nothing. They got no juice.
Have less wins than the Cardinals?
They may – well – they're going to struggle this year. Matthew Stafford's got a whole
quarterback.
They got but they got this young
but they do have Matthew Stafford.
They got a lot more than what the Cardinals.
But what I'm saying is Cincinnati, who's a Super Bowl contender, coming in here.
Yep.
they're going to bring the wood. And then I would, if he's ready for that Rams game, you have a better, put it this way, better shot at beating the Rams than you do the Bengals. And then at that point, he's on the road
at Seattle next week.
Then but there's tough sled no matter what when he comes back.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't come back until, let's say they give him 4 more weeks, you look at the 9th, the 10th game. At that point, it's all bets off at that particular time. There will be no good time for Kyler Murray to come back and run this offense. He's just going to have to get out there and
can they play Arizona State? Maybe they get a win then.
I was going to say week 10 is Atlanta, then week 11 is Houston. So that might be a good stretch.
Yeah.
It would just be like him to start those 2 games, get his feet wet again against Atlanta, and to go into Houston and beat Houston. That's at Houston, right? That game to Houston. Yeah, and beat Houston. Yeah, it's not going to be easy. That whole thing for this offensive staff is, Kyler, can you function with our new offense and not put him in harm's way on top of that?
Make plans to join us for the NFL season opener, which is next Thursday here at the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Doors open at 5. They'll have their inaugural win, watch, and wager kickoff party, cash giveaways. Everyone who attends is going to get the squares for the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. Also, everybody will be entered to win a 75-inch big screen TV in the fourth quarter. That's all here at the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The win, watch, and wager kickoff party. And that's September 7th between the Detroit Lions and the Kansas City Chiefs. We'll continue to Roc and Manuch, TV, Fox Sports 910.
Tomorrow on The Drive, will it be same old Diamondbacks Dodgers, or will the Diamondbacks put up a fight? Plus, any surprises on Cardinals cuts? 6:05 on The Drive, Fox Sports 910, in your free iHeartRadio app.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day.
Football on Monday nights continue this season live from the Sportsbook in CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona, with Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, and the rest of the Fox Sports 910 team. Win your share of the cash prizes through our Progressive Kickoff Jackpot Contest, Quarter Squares, Football Bingo, and Propositions Contests. It's year 23. Doors open at 3. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's Monday Night Tailgate Party at Casino, Arizona.
Looking for a change in your career? All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings now available in customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278.
Hi, this is Kelly Cooper. Now picture this. You and your friends or family are gathered around a table, laughing, toasting, and sharing stories. At the Melting Pot, we're not just a restaurant, we're an experience. Are you ready to glow up your next birthday celebration? Look no further than the Melting Pot, where unforgettable moments are created and delicious memories are made. The Melting Pot is your perfect night out, where birthdays become memories that last a lifetime. For reservations, check us out online at meltingpot.com. That's meltingpot.com.
It's Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing and your sexy status roof guy on Instagram and Facebook. Lesser roofers cut corners, cobbling together patchwork roofs to meet a budget, not State 48 Roofing. Give us a call today for your maintenance, repair, or replacement needs.
How's your AC holding up in this seat? You know it's working hard. Hey, it's Jody Ayler from my friends at Plum Smart. If you want to make sure your AC holds up in this seat, get a $69 AC tune-up from Plum Smart. It's 9 steps. They'll clean your coils. They'll check your thermostat. They'll do everything you need for peace of mind that your house can stay nice and cool in this brutal Phoenix summer. Dial pound 250 and say keyword Plum Smart, pound 250, keyword Plum Smart for the $69 AC tune-up, or go to itsjustplumsmart.com because plumbers and AC guys charge too much.
If this were a Reese's TV ad, you'd be staring
All
at
right,
Reese's
we are
peanut
going to be
butter
coming
cup.
back with the CAZ
Tastes
Monday
like Reese's
rejoiner,
peanut buttery
and then
smooth,
right
but
after
still,
that, I'm going to
you
be
need to see
playing
the peanut butter cups, right?
the sack.
No? I can really just say Reese's and you'll go get some? Okay. Reese's.
I'm going to be replaying the sack fumble.
Reese's. Really working, actually. Reese's. Reese's. I'm on to something. Reese's. Reese's. Reese's.
Fooey on his office, heard.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAC Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAC Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAC Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
He goes out of the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Blitz, hit, sack, wow, fumble. Holy cow. The Vikings got the ball, 1st and goal.
You guys are hot.
Yard line, Jay Ward.
That's the Vikings television network with the call as the fumble, the sack, and then the fumble with Clayton Tune on Saturday morning against the Minnesota Vikings. Hey, before we get into more Cardinal talk with Colt McCoy cut today, we want to give away a pair of actually 4 tickets for Thursday night's game with Arizona State and Southern Utah. We'll take the 5th caller. That's all you need to do. 602-260-9191. That's 602-260-9191 for a 4-pack of great seats around the I think they're about the 25, 30-yard line. So if you want to go, you got to call and be the 5th caller, 602-260-9191, and I'll email you those tickets directly. So it's that easy.
They're your tickets.
Yeah, they are actually.
You're very magnanimous today.
Yeah, I shouldn't be after my golf on.
Oh boy, here we go. So what? Okay, we'll take 2 minutes and listen to your downtrodden golf story.
So I'm in a league on Saturdays.
Okay.
Right, and I haven't been playing 5-6 weeks. I played once in that time last week. Right.
Cry me a river.
So first time back playing in league play.
Okay.
Okay. And I play with a lot of guys your age.
92. Wow.
Yeah, a lot of yeah. And,
okay.
They all hit it good.
Yeah.
So front 9, not too good, right? Bad. So I'm going second. I par the first hole, and then I go a couple bogeys, and then I go birdie, par, birdie, birdie.
Wow. Okay.
1 hole to go.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
The 18 or the 9 on Lake.
Okay.
Candy Ranch. Kill my drive.
Okay.
Just right down the middle. I'm already all I got to do is get on the green, 3-putt. It's a par 5.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Par 5.
Yeah.
And I'm going to shoot a 36.
Wow.
That's good.
Look
okay.
at you over there.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Really good for me anyway.
Yeah.
I'm a 14. So I'm get up. I already put it in the score. I already wrote it down.
Count those,
literally already wrote it down.
count those chickens before they hatch, right?
Here we go.
Sure enough.
Uh-huh.
Top it.
Oh, no.
All right. All right. So I top it for maybe 10 yards.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And I was hitting. I was about 205 in.
Okay.
and
What were you hitting?
Iron,
5 iron. Okay.
So I topped my 5 iron.
Oh boy.
So I'm all right. I'm still okay. It's
Yeah.
a par 5.
Yes, it
and my
is.
drive was so strong, I was going to be all right. Damn it. I'm all right, I still got it. I can still par this. I was trying to get 30.
par.
I was trying to get it, 35.
Oh sure.
Right in the water.
Oh, my goodness.
Drop again.
Yeah.
Spread a little left. Make a long story short, I had a hell of a chip. I double bogey for a 38.
After you had a monstrous drive that set you up perfectly.
I was like,
you could have been on it too. You could have been putting for eagle.
To go par, birdie, birdie, and then double.
So when you psychoanalyzed your round after the at the 19th hole, what got in your grill in order to top the 5 iron? You anxious to? You've been seeing great shots there for a while. So you in the focus.
I was so bad. Threw my ball in the water. I was so pissed
What day
off.
were the tickets for?
Thursday is the tickets, guys. So yeah, I was livid, but I ended up winning the money.
Oh, okay.
Finished first place.
Wait a minute. All these guys that are over 90 and you took their money?
Yeah.
As he should.
Well, it's a team. It's a foursome. You're playing as a team.
I
And
understand.
you're playing handicaps.
Yeah,
So, you know,
yeah.
I scored well for my handicap being as high.
Just when you think you've got it solved, right, Rock?
So
Just when you think you got it solved.
I'm still mad about it.
Obviously,
I
still
can
stuck
tell.
in your craw over there.
It's like I don't know what to do. It's like I want to go see a shrink that could just help me between my ears. 'Cause it freaking drives me nuts.
There's.
I should have had a 36.
Yeah,
I mean,
That's huge. Didn't you remember the golf show you used to have? You and Dolby had. Didn't you have that shrink on?
The pro
the golf shrink. Yeah, he'd come on once in a while. I thought he solved those woes years ago, Rock.
No. Oh man. So what
it happens.
We're talking about Victor.
We're talking about this Cardinals team in the debacle that they could be, not knowing. Even Jonathan Gannon coming out and saying, "Well, we still haven't named our starter yet," and you pretty much have Joshua Dobbs came in for a reason, I would think, and I don't think you're going to start your rookie quarterback who's fifth-round pick. Not that he couldn't eventually down the road. You got David Blau, who's another veteran. I don't know if that's just that proverbial coach speak that Jonathan Gannon has been very good at.
He has been
at training camp. And I think we saw this with Isaiah Simmons about, hey, it was a couple weeks, was it last week? He talked about him after the game, and then they ended up cutting him, 2 days later, or trading him. And then here at the same situation, there's been a lot of talk really about Colt McCoy and what he's been doing or hasn't been doing. And then until, was it last Thursday, the trade that happened with Joshua Dobbs to come in. And you're like, well, all right, as far as I was concerned, that's a pretty damn good insurance policy for a guy that's got some reps. And you got a, 14, 15-year veteran and Colt McCoy, that's 3-3 as a starter for the Cardinals, can get him in and out of the huddle and, suffice to have a decent game, and then you got this guy. Not thinking that you had that your rookie quarterback would be starting whatsoever. And that David Blau's the odd man out.
Yeah,
McCoy gets cut today. There's probably a lot more to it than Jonathan Gannon's let on to. It's pretty much, well, you just don't fit our system. Now does Joshua Dobbs, all he's shown in Cleveland and in Tennessee, fit the system? And Gannon's just pretty much saying, well, given the competitive edge.
I don't get that, the competitive edge. The hell is that?
Guys, trust me, okay? We're out here at the CAZ sports book here at Casino Arizona. I put money down that Joshua Dobbs is going to start.
I would start.
You can say all you want, all the eyewash, filter. The kid's going to start. Otherwise, he would not be here. If he wasn't going to start and you want a competitive edge, well, was he competitive at being your tune against McCoy, and is it between David Blau and him or whatever? Because Driscoll's out of the picture because he's been
2
hurt.
minutes.
It's it's just kind of like, we're going to go Joshua Dobbs. We're going to get him ready for the next 2 weeks.
Yep.
Get him set. Get him used to all the timing with the receivers. Get him in the flow. Make sure he understands all the adjustments that we're going to need with this offense, and get him ready to go on September 10th against the Washington Commanders back in D.C.
Here's the other thing is that he was not one of their guys. In other words, he was a carryover from the previous regime with Kingsbury and Klein. And so if you're not, and the pattern now is pretty obvious. If you're not one of their guys, you better pack your bags.
And Jimmy, it's interesting because you look at the depth chart today. I mean, you heard all about Rashard Lawrence before training camp, not training camp. To your point, a lot of these guys aren't Monty Austin Ford guys or Jonathan Gannon guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, now they got, for now, Carlos Watkins looking to start over Rashard Lawrence.
Yep.
You look at the offensive line. You got Froholt looking to start.
1 minute.
And hit that situation
at
center.
Yep.
So there's a lot of, when they came in and evaluated, that's why I feel that with all the cuts that'll be happening tomorrow, that there'll be a lot of new signees and guys with more talent. I don't know so much experience, but more talent that they've got their eyes on to come and plug and play what the guys they're going to cut.
That's fair.
And then any new general manager, any new coach, they get here and they go, well, you gave us, we got to play with the hand you're dealt. But fortunately, they'll have another 2 weeks to get some of the guys in here that they feel comfortable with. That'll help their defense and their offense.
Craig Fouie, ABC 15, will join us next. It's Fox Sports 910.
Behold. Clear. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
The Diamondbacks enter today's series opener with the Dodgers in possession of the NL's final wild card spot. Zach Gallen scheduled to start. The Cardinals made several roster cuts today, including quarterback Colt McCoy. Rookie Clayton Tune and Josh Dobbs are in line to start Week 1 against the Commanders. Jonathan Gannon not ready to make a commitment to who it will be. The team officially announced Kyler Murray will stay on the reserve PUP list. He'll miss at least the first 4 games of the season. And the Coyotes signed goaltending coach Corey Schwab to a multi-year extension. This coming season will be his 9th with the franchise. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
If you have the first overall pick, make sure you select Twin Peaks for your fantasy football draft party. Stay cool under pressure with 29 draft beers, bites for the whole team, plus a $50 bonus card for the commish and an additional $5 bonus card for every drafter. Visit TwinPeaksRestaurant.com/fantasy draft for more info.
You hear it now, the lawyer adds, and I'll repeat it in this one. All personal injury attorneys are not the same. Sure, we all claim to do the same things, but that's where the similarities between Lerner & Rowe and all other law firms end. Lerner & Rowe was recently named the second most influential law firm in the country, and we've collected billions of dollars for our clients, with over $1 billion in the last 5 years alone. If you want real results after you've been hurt in a car wreck, call Lerner & Rowe today.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona.
Got Fooey.
Fans Paradise. That's the guys. Live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Hi, this is Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. We started in 1998 with our original store in Tempe. Fast forward to 2023 with 6 stores across the valley. We've had a lot of fun along the way, including our pizza eating challenge and our appearance on the show Breaking Bad. Thank you to our employees and customers for 25 fantastic years. We have never changed our core ingredients or recipes, and every pizza is made by hand. I'm a proud 1998 ASU alum and the official pizza partner of ASU Athletics. Learn more about our story at venezias.com.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there, and around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
When you buy Kroger brand products, you feel like you're winning. That's because they offer proven quality at lower than low prices. In fact, we guarantee that you and your family will love how Kroger brand products taste. Or you get your money back.
All right, we got
next
about
time
30
you're
seconds
shopping
until
for family,
we get
look
to
for
the bumper,
delicious
and then it's going to be
Kroger
Factor
brand
Philly.
Because they'll make you all feel like you're winning. Shop now, in-store, or online. Fries, fresh for everyone.
Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries at destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
It's time for Fact or Phooey with ABC 15 sports director Craig Phooey. Phooey joins the guys each Monday to break down the top stories of the weekend. And as a reminder, Manuch writes the questions.
You guys are hot.
Now here's ABC 15's Craig Phooey.
One of the busiest guys in business. Craig Phooey joins us now to right to it against Fire here on Fox Sports 9. How's your Monday going, Phooey?
My goodness.
We lost him. 1 sec.
All right, we lost him on his phone. He was like, he gave him all those nice props, and he just
And he
hangs
hung up on
us.
us.
It's an office phone as well, too. Maybe.
We
Wow.
ran into him last week at the Fiesta Bowl kickoff lunch, and we had Desmond Howard part of the Fiesta Bowl. His tickets are on sale, by the way. So if you're ever interested, call me direct, and I'll make sure you get good seats.
Get those seats.
I like
Get
that.
Get those down.
Yeah.
I thought we were a little busy today with all the activity going on. Diamondbacks winning 3 out of 4 out of Cincy, and 1.5 games up in the wild card from Cincy and the Marlins. And
All right, we got him.
And 1 o'clock, he just had a press conference.
He had a presser.
So
He's a
Phooey's
busy dude, man.
How we doing, Phooey?
I'm back with you guys. How are we doing?
Doing great. All right, you ready for a little Factor, Phooey?
Boy, I'll tell you what a weekend, right?
I know.
Unbelievable.
I know. Well, Manuch, he stays up till 1 in the morning to do these. So let's get these 5
1:30.
questions out.
1:30.
And then we'll
1:30,
BS about
all right.
everything else.
Yeah.
So, all right, here, Factor Phooey number 1. The D-backs have exercised their demons and are playing playoff-style baseball by winning 10 of their last 12 games. Factor Phooey.
Fact. Listen, they were they'd lost 12 straight or something in the first part of the month. I mean, it was just awful. They were coming into August just looking bad, and now they're on a tear. They're 8-2 in their last 10, as you said. They won the series against the Reds this weekend, which was huge for them. They're now in second place in the NL West, and look at the wild card standings, man. That is exciting for the D-backs now, huh?
It is good. And to that, number 2, the D-back starting rotation of the law firm of Gallen, Kelly, Fott, and Davies, and Saccone as your number 5 have shown they are capable of handling the wild card run. Fact or Phooey?
Oh, boy, that's a tough one, really. That's a tough one. I will say fact, but they're not getting a whole lot of bullpen support.
No.
So, it comes back to that bullpen. We've talked about that for how many years now? And so the starters are looking good. I think, you look at Gallen and what he's done. He's certainly put together a Cy Young type season. Merrill Kelly's been solid and had a few mishaps, but he's been solid. And then these other guys are picking up the slack. But boy, that bullpen continues to be a big issue with this team.
All right, let's go to question number 3 then, and we'll stay with the Diamondbacks, and that is D-backs outfielder Corbin Carroll, clearly showing Major League Baseball and, of course, all the Cincinnati Reds fans why he should be this year's Rookie of the Year. 20 home runs, 4 bases so far, history in the making. Fact or phooey?
Yeah, that's a fact, but we said that before the All-Star break, didn't we? I mean, this is like not new. It's not news. He's been Rookie of the Year since the beginning of the season, I think. So he just continues to confirm and cement his position there in that run. But Corbin Carroll is clearly the guy, the front runner to me. I mean, I'm not being a homer. I just think he really is. And we just continue to see proof of why he deserves to be Rookie of the Year.
I think he also found his second win, too. Wouldn't you say that, Coach? I mean, he's kind of a little bit of a found his second win.
It's a long season, right?
Yeah.
All right, Fooey, question number 4. The Cardinals are making the right move by cutting Colt McCoy now that Joshua Dobbs is on this team. Fact or Fooey?
Oh, phooey on that. Come on. Seriously? Listen, I've about had enough of hearing about Josh Dobbs over the last 4 days. I mean, all you radio guys sound like he's the second coming of Peyton Manning.
Not us.
The guy's been with 6 teams in 7 seasons. The Browns cut him a year ago. He ended up with the Titans. He ended up on the Lions practice squad, then the Titans. The Titans, he started 2 games for them. It's only 2 starts in the NFL, and they released him. The Browns re-signed him for a backup. And, I mean, this is not the savior, guys. I hate to break this to all you Cardinal fans. He's had 6 different teams in 7 seasons. He's 50 of 85 for 456 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. I mean, he's had 2 NFL starts and played in 8 total games in 7 years. Why do we think Josh Dobbs is the answer here? I just don't get it.
And
McCoy is seriously a veteran present.
Yeah, when he came in, I said, well, this will be maybe a decent insurance policy for Colt McCoy. Lo and behold, that he comes in and you go, okay, well, he did play for Petsing at Cleveland. They knew Austin Ford. Yeah, I know. Austin Ford. Hold on a second. Let me finish. Austin Ford had him with the Titans when he was the assistant general manager. They bring him exactly. That's why I said he could eventually. But I did not see Colt McCoy not starting at least the first 4 games having Joshua Dobbs. I figured just the backup because he knows the system that Drew Petzing has put in place.
But how does he know the system? Because he had part of a season there with the Browns. That's it. That's why Josh Dobbs knows the system. And he went to they released him, and he ended up with Tennessee when they didn't have a quarterback, and he started 2 games there with Monty Ossenfort, and then they didn't keep him, so they let him go. I mean, I don't get all this. He knows the verbiage. Okay, maybe he knows some of the calls, but according to Drew Petzing, they were building a new offense here. They weren't bringing the Cleveland Browns offense. They were building a new offense. So I don't understand all this. He knows him, and that's great. But that's about it, right? I mean, that's all we have at this point. And we know Josh Dobbs is a perennial backup, and Colt McCoy has 13 NFL seasons, had 36 NFL starts, 56 games played. I mean, come on, this doesn't make any sense.
So what did Peyton Manning say in that Saturday Night Live skit? So you want to lose? You want to go ahead and lose?
Well, this is a clear tank, right? This is clearly they're leaving Kyler Murray on the PUP list. So physically unable to perform, which means he's out at least 4 weeks, and then we'll have 21 days to get things rolling for him, or he's on PUP a whole season. So, I mean, this is clearly, let's go get that first-round pick, and let's figure out what we're going to do with it.
And also what's interesting, Gannon today is saying that he has not picked a starter yet, and we all just assume it'd be Joshua Dobbs, and he hasn't.
Well, but he said also, I was just there. He said also, this is a competitive advantage for us, right?
Sure.
The Commanders don't know who we're going to start, so that helps us a little bit. We need everything we can get.
The Commanders don't know who we're going to start.
Don't you love the coach speak, Coach?
Oh, yeah. Well, listen. I was a coach for 20 years. We're paranoid, right? We're just paranoid people.
That's true.
Yeah. Hey, last question for you. ASU's self-imposed bowl ban is a disservice to the seniors and this new coaching staff, and instead should have cut back the total amount of scholarship for the year. Also, it was the right thing for ASU to give Kenny that one extra year on top of this for his extension. Fact or fooey?
Holy cow, you got 30 minutes here?
Yeah, no kidding.
Like a loaded.
We got time. Go for it.
First of all, it's a jackass decision, right? I'm sorry. I'm just going to say that on radio, your afternoon radio. Ray Anderson and Michael Crow should be fired. Listen, this is the most ridiculous thing. You pile that on top of giving Herm Edwards $4.4 million to walk away when he destroyed the program in 4 seasons, right? You bring in Kenny Dillingham and say in his contract, and I'm sure his agent said, give me an extra year if something goes awry, but nobody said we're going to do a self-imposed bowl ban for a season until Sunday, until yesterday. So Kenny and his staff go out and recruit all these kids, open the portal and get these kids in here, and they come in with the idea that, hey, nobody's looking at us to win everything, but maybe we'll get to a bowl game. We can win 6 games and get to a bowl game somewhere. And then the week of the first game, Anderson meets with the team and says, oh, by the way, we've self-imposed a 1-year postseason ban. And, I mean, that is just a BS kind of a decision. And if Ray Anderson isn't gone after this, if this fan base isn't in an uproar over this decision with Michael Crow and Ray Anderson, the way Michael Crow drug his feet to move to the Big 12, the way they went about the whole Herm Edwards thing, and now this, every senior should be filing a lawsuit, a class action lawsuit, saying, if I knew this before you recruited me, I may not be here right now, right? This is absolute ridiculous. And it was a bait and switch kind of affront from Ray Anderson.
It really.
Am I upset? Yes, I'm really upset.
Well, and you should be, because we are too about this. Look, those two guys are nincompoops when it comes to really understanding what should be taking place. They dragged their feet when the Big 12 came calling. In fact, they had to be almost thrown into the Big 12 by everybody at Arizona for that. And then they do this to kids that had nothing to do with anything and a brand new coaching staff. Fooey, you have every right to be PO'd about this.
And I think every fan should be. Listen, are they going to win everything? No. But even if they went through and won the Pac-12 in the final year, they can't go to the Rose Bowl or a bowl game because being the champions. I mean, you got to freaking be kidding me. I'm not anticipating that, but maybe they could eke out 6 wins this year and get to a bowl game. I just think it's a BS way to go about things. You could have been upfront and honest in the beginning and told Kenny up front saying, hey, listen, we're going to do this because we need to hopefully save some face. And I don't even know why they felt they had to.
3 minutes.
It's falling apart. Why do you have to do anything, right? The NCAA is out of control right now. They're not worried about ASU and recruiting violations in 2020. Who cares?
Who do you think Kenny was involved in this at all? I mean, his contract was ready for it, so someone had.
I think his agents put something in there, Rock, just because. Listen, we're signing on to this job. We're going to take it over. We know it's a mess. Yeah. We know it's going to be a mess for a while. So let's give us a little assurance in case you guys or the NCAA does do something. So I think that was them just saying, give me. But I don't think, from looking at Kenny yesterday, and Colin was out there, from listening to Kenny yesterday and his reaction to all this thing, he was furious. And I'm sure Michael Crow and Ray Anderson had another come to Jesus meeting yesterday afternoon because he had a different tune today. But I'm telling you what, this is just absolute ridiculousness at its best. And talk about just crummy guys and the way they're dealing with this.
Yeah, they too is what I thought, Coach, when I first heard about this was, well, kind of the same scenario
2 minutes.
in Michigan with the whole COVID stuff. And they only gave suspension for Harbaugh for 4 games. They did nothing about a bowl ban whatsoever. And then Tennessee, all their issues during that COVID situation as well, too. They had quite a few.
Wrote a check.
And they wrote a check, exactly. Yeah. I mean, so I'm like, well, if those are your comps for that stamp, why would you, maybe you pull 4 or 5 scholarships, why would you ban a bowl ban for these juniors and seniors that to your point, they may have an outside chance of winning 6 games? It just made no sense knowing that precedent was set already with 2 other programs.
Yep. And Tennessee paid $8 million to the NCAA. Listen, ASU paid Herm 4.4, so they're halfway there, right? I mean, why don't you just say, we'll give you the extra 4. Herm got half of it. We'll give you half. But I just think it was a BS way to go about it when guys had options and choices.
Yes.
And you didn't tell the coaching staff, you didn't tell players, you let them recruit under false pretenses. I mean, that is the absolute lowest you can go in this whole thing.
Well, also, didn't they make the announcement after the deadline has passed as well?
1 minute
for players to get into the portal, correct?
Right. Yes. This was all done yesterday. I mean, it came down yesterday to the coach and the team. And how do you expect them to react? Right. I mean, it was just an awful decision. The week of your first game. Are you kidding me? I mean, it just makes no sense to anybody other than Michael Crow and Ray Anderson, I guess.
I feel so sorry for the players.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do as well too.
I do too, man. This is for the players and the coaches. The coaches are out there recruiting and bringing guys in under what they think is being honest. How many times have we heard from Kenny saying, we're honest with kids, right?
Sure.
We're not promising them anything. We're being honest. And then they get undercut by this decision by Ray Anderson and Michael Crow. Come on. That's just awful.
All right, Philly. We appreciate you, buddy. We'll talk to you later.
Now you got my heart going now. Now my heart rates up, my blood pressure.
It was a great rant, Fooey. We loved it.
Yes, absolutely. That's Greg.
All right, fellas.
ABC 15 joining us here as we've had a few guests on today, and everyone, for the most part, is pretty pissed off because of what happened down at in Tempe. We're just up the street here at Casino Arizona in the CAZ Sports Book. Speaking of that, how well did the book do in week 0 of college football? We'll catch up with Casey Walsh next. It's Roc and Manuch, Fox Sports 910.
Check this out.
This is The Herd
You're excited. I'm excited.
with Colin Cowherd.
Joe Burrow, Andrew Luck, and Trevor Lawrence. Mahomes could throw 5 picks in the first half. It doesn't matter. It doesn't change their body language. It doesn't change their mood. It doesn't change who they are. Aaron's different. If he throws a second pick, everything, the room changes.
This is The Herd. Tomorrow at 10. Listen to Fox Sports 910 anywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
If you have the first overall pick, make sure you select Twin Peaks for your fantasy football draft party. Stay cool under pressure with 29 draft beers, bites for the whole team, plus a $50 bonus card for the commish and an additional $5 bonus card for every drafter. Visit TwinPeaksRestaurant.com/fantasy draft for more info.
A homeowner just like you.
Hey.
Decides to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the back side of the roof.
Am I just coming back normal?
What? Wait, no.
Yes. Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises.
You got it. Thank you.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
Escape the scorching heat and get indoors at Putting World's 18-hole putting experience. Stay cool while mastering the greens and having a blast with family and friends. Visit Putting World today.
Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction. Like Wright Toyota. Make the right choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard. And online at WrightToyota.com.
When we make your meal, this is where we start. Traditional old world recipes passed down through generations. But then, we add some modern flair and spice up your Italian dining with contemporary flavor combinations. The result, the perfect fusion of new and old world traditions, and a meal you'll never forget.
Inspired by the comfort and cuisine of a Brooklyn-style pizza parlor, Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar is located at the southeast corner of Loop 101 and Cave Creek Road in Phoenix.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Duke's Sports Grill on Miller and McDowell.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Don't just drink at Duke's, play at Duke's.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Pool, shuffleboard, darts, karaoke, and trivia nights.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Named one of the New Times best bars in town.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Daily food specials.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Where Duke's? Where Duke's? Miller and McDowell. Scottsdale.
The extracurricular activities, the traffic, the nightly homework, the traffic, the finding time to eat dinner together as a family, the traffic. Back to school can be stressful. Thanks to Ziploc, meal prep doesn't have to be. New Ziploc bags with Stay Open design have a patented stand-up bottom that helps keep the bag upright and a top crease that folds and holds for easy filling, unlocking a second set of hands in the kitchen. If only it unlocked a second set of lanes. New Ziploc brand freezer and storage bags with Stay Open design from S.C. Johnson, a family company.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino Arizona. The Sportsbook and CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sports Bar.
You guys are hot.
Casino, Arizona.
Hey, congrats to Patrick Feeney, who won our tickets that we gave away for Thursday's Sun Devil game. So congrats to Patrick. I don't think he likes to be called Pat.
You don't know. He might.
Pat Feeney.
What an Irish name that is, huh?
How about Patty?
I mean, I like Patty.
Yeah.
You know?
Patty Mills is having a pretty good run right now in the international basketball competition. So you might want to adopt Patty. It's a good name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Picklegate.
What?
Yes. You know, you've heard of Deflategate.
Yeah, sure.
All that Spygate.
We got a little Picklegate going
now
on,
there's
huh?
Picklegate.
Oh, really?
You guys like pickles?
I love pickles.
Love pickles.
Yeah, who doesn't like pickles?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, TikTok. Yeah, it's this social media thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
can I get it on my phone?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
Not on my phone.
Oh, wait, you gotta.
Not on a flip phone, Jimmy.
Well, they noticed jars of pickles almost never include the word pickles on the label. Yeah, like Clausen.
Sure,
and,
right.
You know, there's different brands of pickles.
Oh, right, yeah.
They weighed in to explain. It's not some rule. They don't have to come from the pickle region of France. They just don't think it's necessary since you see the pickles inside.
Oh, interesting. Oh, a little mark. Yeah.
So if you're looking for dill pickles, it just says dill.
It just says kosher,
Or
dill
yeah.
spears,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
bread and butter slices.
Yes.
Oh, I like those.
No, I don't like those at all.
Or stackers.
I like
Stackers.
sweet pickles.
But you never see the word pickles.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Next time at the store, you're looking for those
Yeah, I might have
stackers.
to do that.
And
They're glass jars, right? You could see them
Yeah,
there, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
there you have it, man. So
Picklegate at its
Picklegate.
finest right there.
Yeah. So some other random facts of the day. Now that there's a new rule that the phrase you can use Taco Tuesday in marketing, Jack in the Box has taken it to another level. The restaurant, they're offering 2 free tacos with a purchase you make on Tuesdays. So tomorrow you'll get 2 free tacos because now you can say Taco Tuesday. Taco John's, that's a place in the Midwest.
Right,
Where I went to college, that was a really popular place. They surrendered their trademark for Taco Tuesday as they had a battle with Taco Bell and lost.
Did they settle or they just
I guess
completely
they
lose?
surrendered it.
Yeah,
I
it's
guess-
yours.
The battle of tacos.
Tired of
Okay.
spending money. We can't compete with Taco Bell. You know, so only 3 United States have lower population than they did in 2010. West Virginia's lost 5% of their population. Illinois is down nearly 3%, and Mississippi's population is 1% lower over the past 13 years. So there you have it. Your random facts today brought to you by the Labor Day sale at the Valley Chevy dealers.
I'm interested to see where the cities that have declined over the years. I remember Buffalo there for many years was like 5% per year, but some of the resurgence downtown,
right?
Some of the things I think they've at least steadied off.
They're
a lot of those
they're
teams.
around 900,000 when they had all those steel mills that were available, and GM had plants in Buffalo. When you were there, Manu,
Bethlehem Steel was huge.
Okay, they had well over 1 million people. I think it was like 1.7 that lived there. And then when they started closing those plants, everybody started leaving.
They were like, I think they were at one point there for many years, like they were losing like 50 to 100,000 a year.
Yeah.
That they can do those consensus to say out of the cities.
Yep.
Yeah, Buffalo losing the steel mills, the GM plant, all the above were slowly declining, but a little bit of resurgence the last 15 years to keep the folks there in the Nickel City.
Fox has announced, at least as of today, Michael Irvin is going to be part of Undisputed. The show started up again today. Skip Bayless, Keyshawn Johnson, Richard Sherman. You also got Rachel Nichols who's going to be a contributor. Nick Wright will make some appearances. LaShawn McCoy will also be part of the show. So there you have it. Michael Irvin has found a spot after dealing with what went on here in Super Bowl week, where after an employee at the Marriott over in Glendale complained that he
touched her inappropriately.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
but looks like that's been resolved.
Sexually assaulted her.
Well, she claimed that she was touched inappropriately.
You know, it's interesting when you watch that videotape. It's just like it's just
nothing.
standing there.
Nothing. Yeah, he did nothing.
Nothing to see here, and you wonder what happened in that her coming out of the elevator, it's very clear to see that really there's nothing there.
There's nothing there.
But
yeah.
the powers to be there at Fox said, "Hey, look, we're gonna pull you." So good for him. He's found a good landing spot.
Here's the best part about that show, because I watched a little bit of it this morning just to see how it was going to play out. With those three guys talking today, Skip Bayless couldn't get a word in, which made the show even better. So it was a lot of fun.
Skip's got his work cut out for him.
He has his work cut out for him.
Was there a safety guard or a driver?
No, it's Skip.
Really?
Yeah.
Skip's the driver?
Skip's the
driver.
driver.
He's it, huh?
Yeah.
I was watching parts of First Take this morning.
2 minutes.
I can't handle her.
Was it all about the Jets?
Yeah, part of it was. But it's just, I just wish they would just let Stephen A.
I know.
Whoever just go at it. Get rid of the middle person.
Yes.
It's just annoying. It's like this morning I was like, I can't say it on the air, but it just drives me nuts. I had to turn the channel. I can't watch the show because of this young lady. She ruins the show.
Well, you're right.
Not because it's whoever that. You don't need that middle person.
Whomever the person is at that point.
So-called driver.
Yeah, they were kerfuffled that Stephen A. didn't pick any Dallas Cowboys in his top his top picks.
Yes.
They're like, well, really? I mean, there's not one Dallas Cowboy. He is, because he's the ultimate Dallas Cowboy hater.
He's a hater. Yeah.
So you kind of figured out that he was going to pretty much have a little bit of a rub.
He's had a lot of fun with that.
He sure has.
Yeah, it's worked.
We're not going to catch up with Casey today, so we'll
1 minute.
catch up
1
next
minute.
week. So hopefully you did well over the weekend. USC over San Jose. They didn't cover. Notre Dame did cover over Navy. My alma mater, man.
Ohio had a chance.
Kicker sucks. I mean, it was wide left, like it missed by 100 feet.
We call it a shankopotamus.
Yeah, there's a shankopotamus.
Yeah.
Hey, Rudy Carpenter, we're going to bring that back. He had a lot to say today, and I think it's going to be appropriate for us to bring back an interview we did the first hour with Rudy. He really went after Arizona State and the decision they made about the self-imposed ban, the bowl ban. And we'll catch up with Frank Sanders, who thinks the Cardinals are going to win 10. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B from the CAZ Sportsbook here in Casino Arizona, Fox Sports 910.
We're your neighbors.
Clear.
You should stop by for a visit. We're Casino Arizona. Come on in. Our slots are spinning, our dealers are dealing, and everyone's yelling bingo. Isn't it about time you see your friends again? So stop by to say hello. Stay a while. Relax. Enjoy yourself. We'd love to see you again. Hey, this place was made to entertain. We're your Casino Arizona.
Need to upgrade that big screen TV with a new 4K 65-incher? Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B, along with Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light are giving away 5 smart TVs, one for each of the 5 Twin Peaks locations. Text PEAKS to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. Enter daily. That's PEAKS to 59925. Twin Peaks, your football headquarters.
While other apps are raising the price to stream music, podcasts, and more of what you love, your iHeartRadio app is still 100% free. So put your credit card away and download the free iHeartRadio app for access to all the music, radio, and podcasts.
Would I be able to get the tease for Sanders, Frank Sanders?
Are you ready for week 1? DraftKings Sportsbook is hooking you up with a can't-miss offer to start the season strong. This week, new customers can bet just $5 on college football and score $200 in bonus bets instantly. Anything can happen in college football. Your team could go from unranked to dynasty mode in just a couple of years. Change comes fast.
All right, ready when you are. Fantastic, thank you. Yes, sir. You got it. Sure thing.
Easy shave on there. And around there. And even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Tomorrow from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
The Diamondbacks getting set to take on the Dodgers tonight. The D-backs have that final National League wild card spot for the moment. At 69-62, Zach Gallen will get the ball. The Cardinals made several roster moves today, including quarterback Colt McCoy being cut. Rookie Clayton Tune and Josh Dobbs are in line to start Week 1 against the Commanders. And the team officially announced quarterback Kyler Murray is going to stay on the reserve physically and able to perform list. He'll miss at least the first 4 games of the season. And the Coyotes have signed goaltending coach Corey Schwab to a multi-year contract extension. On Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
Tonight, look for clear skies with those temperatures dipping down into the low 90s. And then for your Tuesday, potentially breaking some more records as we see highs close to 116 degrees with plenty of sun. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. You do anything to keep your vehicle happy. Let's make sure it stays running smoothly. With eBay Guaranteed Fit, the right parts are just a click away. When you see the green check, you know that part will fit. Get the right parts at the right prices. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
All right, CAZ top stories.
Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action.
You guys are hot.
Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Hello. It's the top story, but Colt McCoy is out as he has been waived today by the clock hour. So we've been discussing that and debating on if Joshua Dobbs will be getting the start against Washington next Sunday. We've also talked a lot about Arizona State and the self-imposed bowl ban, which we will bring back. Rudy Carpenter, who had some pretty interesting things to say about it. I think you'll be quite impressed, and you will probably agree with him. It seems to be the trend today. Because a lot of people are piling on Ray Anderson and Michael Crow, the president of the university. So we will dive into that with him. Also, the Dodgers and D-backs. Arizona's over there in L.A., and they are coming off a big series win. I think if the Colt McCoy didn't hit, the issue, self-imposed ban didn't hit, I think we would be talking about the D-backs. It's unfortunate because they have, they run a little roll here. And
Sure.
Then they started off the month really crappy, and they've turned it around, and for them to take a series over the Reds is huge, and absolutely huge.
Yeah, they won 10 out of the last 10, if not for a balk.
10 out of the last 10?
They won 10 out of the last 12, I'm sorry. 10 out of the last 12. Yeah, they're on a roll.
Yeah. When they start the year, or start the month 0-9? Or
0-9.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd lost 22 out of, I think, 30 games.
Something like that.
Right after the break. But, I mean, and you watched the game Saturday night, forget the reliever, he balked in the winning run for the Reds.
Brutal.
I mean, it's funny, you had to watch. I missed it real time, but when they showed in slow motion, you saw him make an initial move, and then he stopped and went back to his glove.
Subtle.
That was so subtle.
Yeah.
And that umpire picked it up right now.
Yeah.
I mean, he came flat out on the plate. I went, what's going on?
Well, the second base umpire waved at him, pointed at him. The home plate umpire then reacted.
And I went, what happened? And then we could see in slow motion. But really, if not for that, they might have a 4-game series against the Reds. Might have swept the Reds. But again, to come back and win. And in that, the only downfall was that bullpen gave up 7 of those 8 runs in that game. Because Davies had a good outing.
Yep. They need him.
They need him. Now you look at tonight, you had Gallen going tonight.
Yep.
Kelly tomorrow night. Fott, Davies. And then Ciccone might be that 5th guy to rotate in.
So next 6 are against first place teams.
Yeah.
Dodgers, Orioles. 31 games left. Man.
And a game and a half lead.
Keep your fingers crossed.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know. And
it's playoff baseball.
Yeah, and you look at, Carroll looks like he's got his second win. He's swinging the bat well. He's stealing bases. The offense overall is consistent. They sacrifice flies with guys at third base. I mean, they're starting to, I call it the clutch hitting. And with runners in scoring position, they're starting to do a lot better with that. You saw 1, 2, 3 sacrifice flies with runners in scoring position at third base or advancing somebody from second to third. And I think, if anything, that was some of the things you went, okay, they're getting the ball in play. They're getting sack flies. Christian Walker had a sack fly for Corbin Carroll to come in yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So you're seeing them come back when they're down and to go and get those key plays and key plays in the field. Now, McLean helped him a little bit on Saturday night, second baseman for the Reds. He booted a couple just bunnies as far as fielding.
I wanted to yell at him, stick a fork in it.
Oh, my God.
He couldn't hang on to the ball.
He only had 3 errors up until that game. 3. So it happened. So you take advantage of it. Get runners on base and you move them along.
So tonight, D-backs and Dodgers. Again, it's still a big story in regards to Arizona State will not be heading to a bowl game this season, even if they do reach the 6 wins, as they decided yesterday to impose a self-ban for the 2023 season as the program is being investigated by the NCAA. Of course, these allegations, if you're not familiar, are against the Sun Devils that were all around repeated recruiting violations when Herm Edwards was with the team. And, of course, they fired him last year, replaced him with Kenny Dillingham this offseason. ESPN is reporting they're expecting to be additional punishments coming down for the Sun Devils. So this penalty, a big one. They could have possibly done what Tennessee did, which was they were having some issues and they basically just wrote a check. That wasn't the case for Arizona State, as they decided to do the bowl ban.
If depending on what those new conditions will be by the NCAA, how many? I'll just throw this out. How many players from this current team, I'm not counting the seniors, obviously, hit the transfer portal at the end of the year?
Well, it depends. Everybody's been saying that. I'm going, well, there's an opportunity for somebody to get a full ride here. If they want to stick here, they've got a great opportunity here to play.
I agree with that.
Great opportunity. And if it was a junior that feels I want to showcase myself, I'm not going to get a chance in a bowl game, well, showcase yourself on the field, up and 2. And I think that, give these kids a chance to move on. Well, maybe they don't want to move on. I mean, maybe they like what Kenny's doing over there. They've got an opportunity to play. It's a clean slate with that staff over there with a lot of these players. Now, did they strategically do it on purpose, not so they couldn't get the transfer portal? And if they have this in their back pocket all summer long,
right?
Shame on them.
Yes, agree.
Shame on them.
Absolutely.
And I don't understand either, guys. If I'm a self-imposed, I would never bowl ban. I might say, look, we'll contribute 5 scholarships since it's all recruiting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Violations. We're going to negate 5 scholarships as our recourse. We're going to self-impose. Not a bowl ban.
I will say this. In the recent years, the NCAA has gone away from banning schools going to bowls, too. That's taken place in the last 3 years.
That happened when I was in school. I mean, we got my senior year, we got banned from bowl game. We had 13 scholarships negated.
What'd you do, cheat on a test?
No, what happened is the former administration passed out 13 extra wink scholarships that weren't there. So we literally, unfortunately, had guys that played that year under scholarship. In springtime, they had to go home because they didn't have a scholarship. So the NCAA says, okay, you're banned from a bowl, banned from a bunch of other sanctions.
Yeah.
You know what? Hey, we won 4 games. If we win 6 or 7, maybe we do go. But, I mean, at that point, in that era, it was more strict. But that regime had moved on, unfortunately.
Right.
And we're stuck as juniors and senior players all dressed up, nowhere to go.
What I find is just absolutely amazing that Kenny had his lawyers have an addendum put in his contract. And it wasn't just a bowl game ban. So basically, in this addendum, it says that if a bowl game or a scholarship reduction are 4 or more players, then he gets an
3 minutes
year to his already 5-year deal.
So
that is just brilliant.
Yeah, it is.
It is brilliant.
But when he was hired, remember we talked about this. Guys were like, okay, what about the investigation? What about the sanctions that are going to come down? So,
but I don't think Kenny cared. I think Kenny wanted to come here. Wanted to come home.
He
This
did.
is the job that he's always wanted.
yeah, but to cover his rear end, Rock, so he gets
amazing.
that attorney, whoever, that said, well, look, if you get banned, if they do bowl bans or scholarships, we're covered on your end. So that first year is like a mulligan, that you're not going to lose out, and that your 5-year plan now is going to become a 6-year plan because it's no fault of yours, Kenny. So we're going to make sure you're covered. So when this comes down, that this is no fault of yours.
But from what Craig
2
Cooley
minutes
said in the last hour, he's got mud on his face or egg on his face now because he's been a very transparent coach.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know. We're not in the room, but it sounds like he is. Everybody likes him. I like him. I think he's
He's a great guy.
Mm-hmm. You wish this guy the best. But if he didn't know this was coming, if he truly didn't know, then okay. But if he did, and these kids that transferred, because this roster is completely revamped from last year.
Yeah, it's a good point, Rock.
And I think what sucks is there should be some rule that if there's a percentage of the roster is over so many student athletes that there shouldn't be a ban. Like, meaning they should not be penalized for what another staff, another roster
absolutely
had to do with
hands
the year
down.
before. And that's just the worst part about college football and college athletics, in my opinion, is taking away, banning kids the current roster.
I agree, Rock.
Something they had nothing to do with.
Yeah, I agree. And when you have the rug pulled out from underneath you, and you're junior and senior, but what do you think the NCAA could? What else would they come down with now? See what ASU has done.
Money,
fine them, and then pull scholarships on top of that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess, but I mean, Kenny would have still benefited because
he had that.
Yeah, 4 or more.
Yeah, I look. It's very disappointing. I just think it was horrible that the way that it was handled, and it's obvious, I think, that it was planned out this way, that they did it after the transfer portal deadline had passed. So the kids now have to stay at ASU if indeed they wanted to transfer. But for me, I think it's scandalous what the president and the athletic director have done. And it takes me back to where they were balking at moving to the Big 12 conference, and they had to be sort of dragged through that by Robert Robbins, the president at U of A, who had to bring them along. Otherwise, they would have been out where Cal, Stanford, Oregon State, and Washington State are right now.
I think any other program in the world, the athletic director would have been fired. I mean, he'd have been gone.
About that,
he'd have been gone, Rock.
We don't know.
Yeah,
we don't know what happened behind the scenes.
Okay, but
if they were just told that they have to do this past week, what do you do?
Okay, but
or do you just not tell anybody and roll the dice that this team's not going to make a bowl game anyway?
You're going to come out. Okay, but you can't assume that. You can't do that. I mean, look at the track record. Look at all the stuff that's been going on over there.
Do they have to tell them today?
That's the thing right there.
No, but could they have told him in 3 months?
Well, yeah.
I told him in October.
Well, I think they're getting it over. I think they're ripping the Band-Aid off now and just saying, here's where we're going.
When you can?
Yeah.
You do it on a Sunday morning at 6:30?
I know.
Hey, we'll continue with Rudy Carpenter. He has a lot to say about this. This is Fox.
Tomorrow on the drive, will it be same old Diamondbacks Dodgers, or will the Diamondbacks put up a fight? Plus, any surprises on Cardinals cuts? 6:05 on the drive, Fox Sports 910, and your free iHeartRadio app.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
There is an accident setting off right, I-17 southbound near the I-10 stack. Also a crash, Loop 101 Price Freeway southbound. This is near Broadway Road. And an accident, Maryville Parkway at Indian School Road.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's BOGO $1 deal. Wendy's BOGO $1 deal is back at participating Wendy's. Buy a Dave single, spicy chicken sandwich, 10-piece nugs, or medium frosty, and get another for $1. Double your deliciousness. Hurry, this BOGO deal won't last.
Hi, this is Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. We started in 1998 with our original store in Tempe. Fast forward to 2023 with 6 stores across the valley. We've had a lot of fun along the way, including our pizza eating challenge and our appearance on the show Breaking Bad. Thank you to our employees and customers for 25 fantastic years. We have never changed our core ingredients or recipes, and every pizza is made by hand. I'm a proud 1998 ASU alum and the official pizza partner of ASU Athletics. Learn more about our story at venezias.com.
If you have the first overall pick, make sure you select Twin Peaks for your fantasy football draft party. Stay cool under pressure with 29 draft beers, bites for the whole team, plus a $50 bonus card for the commish and an additional $5 bonus card for every drafter. Visit TwinPeaksRestaurant.com/fantasy draft for more info.
Rock for RightToyota.com. At Right Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on RightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at RightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at RightToyota.com.
Arizona's largest locally owned A-plus BBB rated towing company is All City Towing. They're always looking to add motivated and competitive team members. Do you fit the bill? If so, head on over to allcitytowing.com/careers for more information.
We're your neighbors. You should stop by for a visit. We're Casino Arizona. Come on in. Our slots are spinning, our dealers are dealing, and everyone's yelling bingo. Isn't it about time you see your friends again? So stop by to say hello. Stay a while. Relax. Enjoy yourself. We'd love to see you again. Hey, this place was made to entertain. We're your Casino, Arizona.
Okay, outdoor summer cocktail party fit check. I've got a hot pink and orange bodycon dress paired with vintage sneakers. It'll definitely attract attention, but not from mosquitoes, because I'm wearing it with Off Clean Feel for 8 gorgeous hours of not sticky, fragrance-free protection. So I can sip, socialize, and flirt out there in the wild with absolutely unshakable confidence. Get your pre-party protection on with Off Clean Feel. SC Johnson, a family company.
The Cardinals made the long-expected move of putting quarterback Kyler Murray on the reserve physically unable to perform list. He'll miss at least the first 4 games of the season. They also cut quarterback Colt McCoy, putting rookie Clayton Tune and recently signed Josh Dobbs in line to start Week 1 against the Commanders. The U.S. Open Tennis Championships are underway. Defending women's champ Iga Swiatek won her opening round match in just 58 minutes. I'm Frank Garrity.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
Staples has everything you need for the office and the classroom for less. Now save even more with $10 off document printing when you spend $40 or more. Offer ends 9/30. Exclusions and restrictions apply. See associate or visit staples.com/printing for details.
Here to talk football is former Sun Devil quarterback, who, by the way, went 3-1 against that team in Tucson.
Carpenter going to go up with time, steps up, looks end zone, got a man, McGahey, touchdown! And Rudy Carpenter threw that right into the teeth, into the strength of the Wildcat defense.
Rudy Carpenter, now on Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910 on FM at 99.9 HD2.
Rudy Carpenter now on the Right Toyota guest line. Rudy, let's start with Arizona State. Yesterday.
Well, I think I have a lot of thoughts about it, to be honest with you. Number one, I think there's probably a lot more that's going to come down. ASU, blatantly cheated, when it comes to the COVID stuff. And, I think cheating is one thing in the NCAA's view. I think cheating during the COVID period is a whole nether egregious error, according to the NCAA. And so I would be willing to bet they're going to want to, throw the hammer at ASU and any other team, who did that. And that is what it is. I think Kenny Dillingham obviously saw this coming, number one, because he's got common sense, but number two, because his agent worked out a contract, with ASU that states if there's any bowl bans or loss of scholarships, he automatically is extended, on his contract. And because contracts are guaranteed, those extensions mean more money, which means he's now, going to make more money. If he gets fired, those years still have to be paid out to him. So he obviously knew something was coming. From a logistics standpoint, I think it's an egregious error by Ray Anderson and by Michael Crow. And I hate coming on these radio shows and saying I told you so, but ASU fans, love. I think ASU fans have canceled me like 26 times. So 27th time, I don't think really matters. But I came out and said I told you so regarding Todd Graham and his son and that whole weird situation, and I've said many other things. But look, at the end of the day, Ray Anderson, to me, has made a million egregious errors. And, had Ray, I got canceled a little while ago, so I came out and said that I think Ray should have been fired a long time ago. He should have been fired when he allowed one of the big ASU boosters who's no longer around the program to touch people's wives and to mess with people's wives like he did with Bobby Hurley, and like he, to be honest with you, did to my wife at the Pac-12 championship game when they played Stanford. But, essentially Ray Anderson was okay with that because he loved the money that was coming in, and he loved some of the relationships that Bozo had. So at the end of the day, this is, just a I told you so type deal for me, in the sense that, Ray Anderson, to me, is not the guy. But with that being said, and I'll be quiet on the issue, you can fire Ray Anderson, and I think that'll make a lot of fans happy. But there's a lot of other people inside of that athletic department who have been there for years. And in my viewpoint, a lot of those people are the people that need to be bounced out of that team, that organization, that administration, whatever. And until those people are out, you're just going to keep on getting the same old same, especially because those people, for whatever reason, have a say in the hiring process.
So, Rudy, when you look at this, I think that my first thought was, well, why the bowl ban? I mean, for me, being at K-State, we were banned from bowls and in scholarships, what have you. And I thought they might have followed maybe the tune of Michigan, where they're just suspending the head coach for 4 games, but the head coach is gone, Herm Edwards being gone. Or you look at the Tennessee scenario, that you're talking about the whole COVID scenario is that. I mean, the bowl ban, I get maybe 5 or 6 scholarships because this group of players and staff are completely new. And then the timing of this whole thing. Here we are 4 days prior to the first kickoff, and transfer portal issues of not being able to move forward. I mean, just the timing was just horrible for self-imposed. If it was NCAA, okay. But for self-imposed, makes no sense to me whatsoever, Rudy.
Well, there's a lot of things, in my view, it doesn't make a lot of sense. You're punishing a bunch of players who had nothing to do with this. You're punishing a bunch of coaches who really had nothing to do with this. Personally, I believe the coaching staff knew this was coming down. I believe Kenny Dillingham knew this was coming down. I could be totally wrong, but I also believe it played into why he's going to be starting the quarterback, Jalen Rashada, that he's starting. I think they look at it and said, hey, we're probably going to have this self-imposed bowl ban. Kenny and those guys can tell you, well, I just happened to find out 45 minutes ago. I just happened to know just a little bit before you guys did, but I highly doubt that's the case. So I think that he knew this was in consideration. He knew this was a possibility. And when he looked at the thing as a whole, I think he decided, well, knowing that we have a self-imposed ban, I think we can, go ahead and just look at what the future of this program is going to be and who it's going to be led by. And let's roll him out there, and let's essentially look at this as a free season. Let's look at this as a season where we can play a bunch of young guys. We can get the core of our program headed in the right direction with some young guys and get them some real live game reps, because we know that when it comes down to it, we're not playing for, any type of big bowl game. So I think that plays into it. I think if you're Kenny Dillingham and the coaching staff, they might not want to admit it because they're super, super competitive guys. But I think this also takes a little bit of pressure off of them. Now they have a whole bunch of built-in excuses. Well, they crushed the momentum of our team. We were ready to go. Now we got this bowl ban. Guys are crushed. We're playing a true freshman quarterback, all these different things. I think it takes a little bit of pressure off, but it's going to allow them, for the young guys and the coaching staff, to go out there and kind of, play free, maybe make some decisions they normally wouldn't make, test some different things out, see, what they might want to institute and or do as the seasons that are coming up after this season. But I also think, to a certain extent, ASU, the administration, they probably looked at this and felt like, well, what's the backlash really going to be? Well, what are the players really going to say? Because as we know, over the last however many years, we've seen a lot of players skip out on the bowl games. We've seen a lot of players not participate in bowl games because they think that they might get hurt, and ultimately that can affect their draft status, right? So I think that ASU might have looked at this and said, we're not going to the national title game this year anyways. We're not competing for a playoff spot this year anyways. I know it doesn't matter anymore, but we're not really playing for the Rose Bowl this year. So, why don't we just self-impose now? And okay, so what? We missed the used car sale Chick-fil-A.com, Frito Dorito Bowl. You know what I mean? Whatever. And hopefully the NCAA will look at us and give us a pat on the back and say, hey, you guys are so noble. You jumped out ahead of us and gave yourself a penalty. We'll take it easier on you. I just don't think that's going to happen because you got a bunch of people in the NCAA, the Pac-12, and everywhere else who, when it comes to COVID-19, which is a core belief for these, academic types, that COVID was, just an incredible situation that had to be handled one way or another, and the narrative was what it was. I think they're going to want to continue that, and politically, there's a whole bunch of reasons why they want to do that. And so I don't think that this self-imposed ban is going to do much for them except, just kind of take some pressure off the path.
Let me just quickly follow up. Do you think possibly they also did it because the Pac-12 is going to be dead after this season and they're moving to the Big 12 so that they got that out of the way before they join a new conference? Could that have been a part of the issue as well?
Who knows? It could have been, but I think at the end of the day, the NCAA is not going to really care whether they're part of the Big 12, the Pac-12, or whatever they're part of. I think the NCAA is going to look at this and say, here's what we believe you guys did wrong. For that, here is what we believe the penalty is. And maybe we're going to, change our penalty because you guys have already, we'll give you credit for time served, I guess, to a certain extent. But I think at the end of the day, I don't think that, whether it's the Pac-12 or the Big 12, I don't think it matters. I also don't think the Big 12 is really going to, want to go super far out of their way to punish them either. I think they're just going to allow the NCAA to do what they're going to do and then move on.
Rudy, you think Kenny Dillingham has a seat at the table in regards to decisions that Arizona State is making for the football program?
When it comes to this type of situation,
yeah,
when it comes
like
to,
you mentioned,
no.
you thought Kenny knew about this, most likely, right?
I think he knew about it. I definitely think he knew about it. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know something's going to happen. I mean, these are people in these academic institutions where they viewed COVID almost as a religion. So, I mean, when you're flying banners around, wear a mask, get vaccinated, you're forcing your team to do all of that same stuff. And you essentially, like every other academic institution, have followed the talking points of every, major, news outlet out there. I mean, look, they're gonna follow along with the narrative that they must follow along with. And So I don't think that Kenny Dillingham has any say. I think they're telling him, Michael Crow's telling him exactly how it's going to go. Ray Anderson is telling him how it's going to go. I think that they put their thing. I think Michael Crow and Ray Anderson put their finger in their mouth, put it up in the air and said, which way is the political wind going on this? And they tried to follow that line as much as they could. But Kenny knew something was going to happen because in his contract, I mean, look at, to me, I don't want to go on a rant, but this is the ultimate, like, whatever you want to call it. You can say this is college football at its peak. Okay. You have an institution that literally broke every rule in the book. They literally forced people to get injected with a medication that was not tested or anything else. At the same time, they were paying for people's flights to travel and recruit while they were making everybody else come into the building with, waivers
Just about, yeah.
signed about you acknowledge COVID and you guys know what the whole thing was, what they were making people do, right? While they were breaking every single rule, while they ruined a whole bunch of kids' senior year playing in empty stadiums, right? They essentially got those moments taken away from them, okay? They interrupted all of college. I could go on and on and on, right? However, they still found a way to make money. They still found a way to be profitable. They still found a way to recruit. Ray Anderson, they could have fired Herm Edwards, his best friend, for cause and not paid him. They literally didn't do that. They paid him out an extra $4.5 million. Herm Edwards got paid. The coaches got paid. Ray Anderson gets paid and keeps his job. Kenny Dillingham comes in, gets the first head coaching job of his life, gets paid the first couple $1 million he's ever made, right? Negotiates in his contract that I know for a fact we're going to have some issues with scholarships and bowl bans. If that happens, that automatically triggers a clause in my contract for my contract to be extended. So therefore I make more money. And the only kids who are being completely screwed over are the players. And yet these same coaches, these same administrators, the rest of these bozos come out and cry about the transfer portal. And they come out and cry about college football's ruined. How dare these college kids get paid? Yet everybody else is profiting in every way possible. Like literally, I am the furthest thing from a Bernie Sanders supporter, but like literally I'm starting to understand how ridiculously corrupt all of.
Man, we need you for another segment today. I wish we had more time. You're on a roll. I
Yep,
love it.
I loved it.
Rudy, have a great week, man. That's good stuff, man. Appreciate you using us as a platform to get that out. That's outstanding.
Yeah, by the way, Dan, congrats to Brock Purdy. That's obviously we all knew he was probably going to be the starting quarterback. I hope it worked out for him, and he has a great career. Obviously, you had a big part to do with his development as a young player and moving forward, but to do what he did, to be so-called Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick in the draft, and for them to give up what they gave up in all of those first-round picks, and for Brock to eventually, rise to the top and become a starter in the National Football League, literally one of the 32 best quarterbacks in the world, is really an amazing thing that he did. And so congrats to you, obviously putting in a lot of work with Brock.
I appreciate that, Rudy. That means a lot coming to you. I really appreciate it. We appreciate the time as well. I would relay that to Brock Purdy as well.
Thank you, Rudy. Appreciate it. It's Rudy Carpenter joining us. We're going to talk some Cardinal football next. Frank Sanders, the great wideout, will join us next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
This is what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Zach Allen gets the call for the Diamondbacks against the Dodgers. He allowed 5 runs over 4 2/3 innings in his last appearance against L.A. Kyler Murray will miss at least the first 4 games of the season after the Cardinals elected to leave him on the reserve physically unable to perform list. Head coach Jonathan Gannon declined to anoint Josh Dobbs or Clayton Tune as the Week 1 starting quarterback against the Commanders, citing he wants to maintain a competitive advantage. And the Coyotes have signed goaltending coach Corey Schwab to a multi-year contract extension. This coming season will be his 9th with the team. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the My Guy Referrals Weather Center. Visit myguy.com for 5-star local referrals. Make My Guy your guy.
Tonight, look for clear skies with those temperatures dipping down into the low 90s. And then for your Tuesday, potentially breaking some more records as we see highs close to 116 degrees with plenty of sun. The Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you earned doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
Are you living paycheck to paycheck only to find yourself going backwards financially each month? Nobody wants to file bankruptcy, but at many times, it's the best choice. The credit industry wants you to believe that bankruptcy is bad and that it will destroy your credit forever, but that's just not true. In most cases, filing bankruptcy can improve your credit. At Lerner Rowe Law Group, our bankruptcy lawyers only work on bankruptcy cases, and we can file your bankruptcy with $0 down.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra premium.
All right, got Frank.
100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn.
No problem.
They won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone.
Yes, sir. Coming back with Frank's Open in about a minute 30.
In all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Venture X from Capital One is the travel card for people always asking,
where next?
You earn 10x miles on hotels and rental cars, and 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel, and 2x miles on everything else you buy with Venture X. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
A small commitment, at least 1 day a week, helps reduce ground-level ozone pollution and helps us all breathe easier. Ride public transportation. Carpool. Commit to 1 day and help keep ozone away. Visit maricopa.gov/AQ to learn how you can help.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there. And around there. And even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
He played 8 seasons with the Arizona Cardinals. The Sandman.
It is caught! Touchdown Auburn! Sanders caught it! Touchdown Auburn! Touchdown Auburn!
Frank Sanders joins Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch.
All right, you guys are hot.
Sports 910.
Frank joins us down the right to it, guest line. Were you surprised to hear Colt McCoy was waived, Frank?
I was not surprised.
Really?
No, I was not surprised. And I think that when you look at the youth that we have in our quarterback room, this is a new coaching staff. I mean, we kept put with one intent. That's because we knew Kyler was hurt, and we can come in with some veteran leadership in that regard. But when you see how Mr. Toon has taken over and how well he's done this offseason, during the preseason, I think that you can kind of have an idea what you want to do. And once the guys went out and got Mr. Dobbs, I thought that was already writing was on the wall.
And now you got a situation where Coach Gannon is saying that they're not going to name a starter because they don't want to give away that competitive edge as who's going to be the starter. I mean, cry me a river here. I think we were born at night, but not last night. Why, Frank? I think Joshua Dobbs is going to be your starter for game 1, I would think.
You know what? I would. I agree with that. There's no reason for him to be doing it at this level. I think that the mentality and the mindset in regards to the public, he's keeping us at bay, that's what they do all the time as a head coach. But I think what the guys know in the locker room, I don't think Mr. Dobbs is going to be the starting quarterback. I think Mr. Toon's going to be the starting quarterback week 1, and it's going to be determined on what happens. And this we can practice. Let's do this here real quick, guys. all this offseason, the guys have been resonating to one voice or two voices, and that's Colt McCoy and Tune. But when you've seen who's gone out and played and the play of guys, you've seen Mr. Tune, quarterback Tune, be better than any of the other quarterbacks thus far. And so I think that when you look at the players, you got to look at the confidence of the players getting ready to go into the season, the voice that the guys have been responding to. And you notice, Manuch, once these guys get used to that voice and that trust of that voice, of knowing the play calling, awareness of down and distance and situation, the ability to be calm under pressure, you tend to feel like you can go do your job at ease. But if you have somebody that's new coming in, whether he knows the system or not, he has to prove to these guys, which is unproven in real time in the last preseason games, is Joshua Dobbs. He's unproven to these guys. Unless he does something so miraculous this week in practice that he throws right hand, left hand, he can field goals, he runs a 4-2. These guys are still going to have a trust factor in believing what he does in real time, and that's the most important part.
But Frank, hold on a second. Frank, but thinking about that.
So rude.
I'm just
He is, because I have a follow-up.
Jimmy had a follow. You know how this works.
No, I got it.
He's got to follow up on what Frank
I got
was talking
something
about.
that's football related.
Well,
all that being said, hold on, guys. All that being said, is there enough weapons for a rookie quarterback and to protect him, to start him from that particular standpoint? That's the whole mix in this situation. You don't have the weapons to cover a rookie quarterback in that scenario.
Well, when you say you don't have the weapons, you mean Dortch, who looked like a stud this entire preseason, Mr. Moore, who we've seen very little of, but we know he still can go out and play. Hollywood Brown is your receiver. You got your tight end, and you got James Conner. Our offense has been a totally different offense with Clayton Tune. I'm talking about like just from the idea that we haven't seen JC really go out and play this offseason. This preseason. But we do know that we've seen in our offense with the offense coordinator is he will run the ball, he will move the pocket, he will allow his quarterback to make decisions. And so I think by watching that in Clayton Tune, I think you can see that the offensive coordinator is saying, my offense, I'm going to run my offense and call plays that best fit the personnel that I have. And I think when we look at, for me as a former player, if I'm in that locker room and I've seen what Clayton can do, he can throw the ball deep, he can get the ball out of his hand, he has legs to move left and right, he seems like he has a grasp of the system. To me, I think that looks like something of a quarterback I could go out and play with compared to watching a new guy show up. Now again, unless Joshua does something in practice that looks that looks spectacular, and he walks in and understands the system and flows normal, then that in itself would be my choice. I would go with Clayton.
All right, let me follow up then. So you're basically saying that Tune, in your estimation, should be the starter. So if that's the case, why then did they cut McCoy and go get Dobbs when you could have had the seasoned veteran McCoy as the backup? Now they have to get Dobbs up to speed, and then they still have David Blau. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here, Frank, on why they made that deal.
You're doing a good job.
Thank you.
But let me help you out. Let me put some wings on you right now.
I'm ready.
Here's the beautiful thing about this moment: the players play the game. And when you're in that locker room and you're in that setting, you're looking to find that spark of confidence. And that confidence that we've seen this team do something. They're 2-1 in the preseason. The guy that's been doing that has been Clayton Tune and David Blau. No Colt McCoy.
Okay.
Not much have you seen anything of Colt McCoy. So Colt McCoy was already kind of dead in the water once you've seen how much time we've given Clayton Tune to go out and play. We already know that Colt McCoy, veteran-wise as a quarterback, is extremely well conversation-wise, persona, but we're talking about 4 quarters of football, and that's a question mark that you guys have questioned very, very eloquently on the program because he has to play 4 quarters of football. How does his arm hold up? Can he give us 4 quarters of complete competition football in NFL? Clayton has taken more snaps this offseason, this preseason. He's been productive. He hasn't been destructive in throwing the ball, making turnovers or bad decisions. Just looking at the play on the field. And then I got to go back and I say, what's in the locker room? He hasn't been playing with all his starters. He hasn't been playing with the best of players. And so when those guys
2
are on
minutes
the field this week in practice and rotation, they will get up to speed, and then we will kind of see what we have in and performance-wise. Not having Colt McCoy play-wise, or not having Colt McCoy, that means all you've lost was a guy who you thought as a veteran. But you still got to go out and perform. And more importantly, the players want to have guys that can perform more than guys that can just look like a veteran.
And I will say this, Frank, they're going to bring guys in they know. In the case of Joshua Dobbs, he's got a relationship with Monty Austinford from Tennessee and with Drew Petzing at Cleveland. So there could be a wave of a lot of guys let go and guys coming in the next 2 weeks that are very familiar with Monty and Jonathan Gannon from that standpoint. So I don't think that the Dobbs situation is going to be unusual for guys that are going to be coming in over the next 2 weeks.
You know what? You said it right. Like we're seeing Monty do stuff that we only wish Steve Keim would have done, which would have been aggressive in the market, go out and get players, bring guys in that we feel like, that's going to help this team. Look, a familiar face and familiarity with the offense and the system.
1 minute.
That's a good move. That was a bold move. And I have no complaints with that. And I hope that Joshua comes in and he has that idea that, hey, I'm competing for a number one job. I can be the starter on week one. If I show myself in this 4 days of practice that they probably will have, at a fast pace in a competition mode with our defense, that I hope that he comes out and does something extremely well. But the reality is that the guys have been playing the last 3 preseasons with Clayton Tune. He looks like a veteran. He doesn't like a veteran, but he does look like he doesn't make mistakes. He's been making solid decisions with the football. And again, we haven't seen the complete package of our offense. JC hasn't been our running back, but we've been impressed with some of the running plays that have been called, the use of the tight end, the guys that have been in motion, the difference that our offense have taken, completely different than what we've seen last year with Kingsbury's offense.
He's Frank Sanders here on a Monday. Nice enough to take some time to join us. And now that 3 games are in the preseason, they're all wrapped up. You still got 10 wins for this team?
You know what, Rock? I'm gonna start a fight with you, man.
I mean, I can play it back. I mean, a couple weeks ago, you said 10 wins.
This is what I say. I have been looking at, and I told you guys honestly, my entire desire this post-preseason was to watch how our defensive coordinator called plays and how our offense coordinator operated our offense. And again, that's not. I would say I like what I've seen thus far in our offensive coordinator and our defense coordinator. I've always said they're the caveat to the players that we have. I think we have enough studs on offense to make some plays and get out and go ahead and get after it. Barring how well the offense coordinator does his job. Defense coordinator, I say the same. I like where we are, and I still like my 10 wins for the season. I do.
Okay.
It's on record.
Let's attempt to wrap.
Tape.
Yep. That's a wrap, we're told. That's a wrap.
Love you, brothers, man. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you, Frank. That's Frank Sanders joining us here. He's got 10 wins for this Cardinal team. He needs to go vote.
Yeah.
We have a State 48 Roofing poll question, or It's Your Call question of the day, which we'll have the results next. It may surprise you, but not after what you just heard from him. It's Roc and Manuch from the CAZ Sportsbook.
Check this out. This
Clear.
is the herd. You're excited. I'm excited.
With Colin Cowherd.
It's an old saying in sports, paralysis by analysis. Just don't overthink the room. And I thought to myself, we kind of know who's going to win in this league. I'm going Bills, Chiefs, Jags, Bengals, Eagles, Seahawks, Saints, Lions.
This is the herd. Tomorrow at 10. Listen to Fox Sports 910 anywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
I-10 westbound near 16th Street, we have an accident off left and right. We also have an accident off right, Loop 101 Price Freeway southbound at Broadway, and an incident Greenway Parkway at the 51.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Summer days getting shorter and business to-do lists getting longer? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one hiring solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in one place. Sponsor your first job and get hiring today by visiting Indeed.com/credit.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Got the urge to pick games each week?
Thursday, Sunday, even Mondays? Then sign up now for the Twin Peaks Fan Pick'em, courtesy of Blue Moon and Coors Light. It's totally free to play. Head to fanpick'em.com. That's fanpick'em.com. Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers. Or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider, locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the Guys, live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Wireless headphones. That'll be $200.
I'll use my Capital One Quicksilver card.
Now that's a hit. You used the Capital One Quicksilver card, which makes you the hero of every purchase. With Quicksilver, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back.
All right, I'm coming back to the learner roll call of the day, right?
Music, but unlimited 1.5% cash back is pretty heroic.
Good instincts. Every hero needs a theme song. The Capital One Quicksilver card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right. You gotta try that Febreze car. Just right, just right, just right. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency, all over Febreze car clips right on your bed. You know my car's my happy place. Keep a smile on my face. When it smells just right, just right, just right. And breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
It's the Learner and Roll. One call, that's all. Call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. Learner and Roll, voted Arizona's best law firm.
Sent to center. Friedel flying back. Extends to the wall. It's over his reach. It's off the wall. Carroll racing for third. They're going to wave him for an inside the Parker. De La Cruz from short. Is thrown to the plate. The tag. They got him! Carroll tried to come around, and the Reds defense up to the task. Friedel, De La Cruz, dead at home plate on the tag from Stevenson. A dynamite play. What a throw by Ellie De La Cruz.
You guys are hot?
On the relay from TJ Friedel, as they cut down Corbin Carroll, trying for an inside the park home run.
There you have it. That is our Learner and Row one call. That's all as we finish up here at the CAZ Sports Book in Casino, Arizona. Tonight, D-backs and Dodgers, 7:10 on Your View and MLB.com. That is what's on tap. Also tonight is the first season finale, Stars on Mars on Fox. The second season finale, Claim to Fame. And the fourth season final for Miracle Workers.
I haven't seen any of those.
I haven't either.
Claim to Fame. I see a lot of the ads.
What is that?
It's a reality show that features like these 12 celebrity relatives living under one roof.
Oh, I never watched those so-called reality
brother,
shows.
Frankie Jonas.
The best reality is sports. That's reality.
No, that it's fun. As our State 40 Roofing, it's your call question today. After watching the Cardinals preseason, how many games do you predict they will win? Go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter. Will they win 2-4? Will they win 5-8? Will they win 9-12? Or will they win 13-17 games? Well, leader in the clubhouse, 2-4 at 67.9%, followed by 5-8 at 25%, 9-12, 0%. 7% say 13-17. Come on, folks. We know you're out there yanking our chain with that one right there.
What have you been smoking?
Yeah. Again, go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter, and you can cast your vote.
I was cut off, but What's on Tap is brought to you by the Roc and Manuch Lager by Huss Brewery, which is now available at the Tavern Grill in Scottsdale, which is 88th Street in Eastview, Linda, the Arena Sports Grill on Bell and 62nd, Upper Crust, Cave Creek Road, and the 101 right next to the Costco, and right here at the CAZ Sportsbook Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. So try it for yourself. The Roc and Manuch Lager by Huss Brewing Company. So that is What's on Tap. Hey, tomorrow we'll be out at the Barrio Queen in Glendale for our weekly
3 minutes.
El Bandito.
El Bandito, Yankee Tequila.
Yes.
That's exactly right.
So do you, I listen to that segment when you bring on Jim Bob.
Yeah, Jim Bob Morris.
And you make this stupid sound. Is
Oh, well,
that taped? Or is that
No, it's live every time. Always live.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
People in the restaurant kind of like look at you like, what's
They
the matter
go,
with this
man,
guy?
that guy's having a great time over there.
He's had a couple of shots.
Is he sipping that El Bandito Yankee tequila over there? It's the flavor, pardon the pun,
That's
of this
it.
segment right there. But yeah, Jim Bob will join us tomorrow. Also, Kyle Vandenbosch, former Cardinals defensive end, Jerry Hairston Jr. for the LA Dodgers Network will join us, and then Bobby Mack will maybe have some enlightenment in reference to who got cut.
Yes.
Big cuts tomorrow.
It's at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, he'll have it all.
And to see who maybe some waiver claims will be, and who's got that competitive edge at quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals.
I can't believe that came out of his mouth.
Come on, Jonathan Gannon. I know you're a rookie head coach, but they think the Commanders right now are going to actually think, and it could be, who knows, that they're going to start a rookie quarterback versus a kid that's maybe an up-and-comer that played a little bit more in a playoff game again for Tennessee. So they'll prepare for both of them.
Oh, boy, I'm
They'll
scared.
prepare for both of
I
them.
bet the Commanders, I can hear Ron Rivera, the coach of the Commanders, right. We're pretty nervous. We're pretty nervous.
Hey, we mock it, but watch the Cardinals go into D.C. with Clayton Tune and just beat the Commanders 27-26. It could happen.
No.
I don't know, man. Those Commanders were undefeated in preseason.
Yeah.
So, that's a big part.
And they beat Baltimore to snap their winning streak.
Yeah.
And they got a hell of a defensive front
They
seven.
do.
I will say that.
Yeah, they'll be all over. Who's ever quarterback for Arizona, the Commanders D is going to be all over them.
It could be
1 minute, 1 minute.
45-7 type.
Could
game.
be.
I think the spread, I don't know if it's 7.5, 8. I haven't looked in a while, but I mean, I bet it like before the season, like months ago.
It could be ugly. It could be ugly. But then again, you never know. You know, if a defense shows up and you got Howell, second-year quarterback, he's a young guy too. They'll be starting for the Commanders.
That's why you play the game.
Again, we'll be out at Barrio Queen in Glendale tomorrow. Appreciate you hanging out with us today. This is our home every Monday.
30.
For the Monday night tailgate. We're bringing that back for the 22nd year. But we're going to have a kickoff party next Thursday. So I hope you can come on out and join us. Some special guests, win some cash, and a 75-inch big screen TV. That'll be next Thursday
15?
at 5 o'clock. So for the guys back at the studio, for Jax, for Manuch, for Jimmy, I'm Rock. We'll see you back here at 1 o'clock tomorrow on Fox Sports 910.